mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. Don't get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. Don't get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. Don't get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Swim in the ocean. You'll have balls in your mouth. Go ahead. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. You'll get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. You'll get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. You'll get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. You'll get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. You'll get balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Balls in your mouth. Don't swim in the ocean. You'll get balls in your
What's up? BOOCHCAST fans, listeners across the internet radio waves. This is Vinny Bucci, aka the Booch, and this is that time again. Once again, yet again for the BOOCHCAST. What's up, everybody? It is Monday, May the 9th, 2016. It is high noon, and I'm going to take another drink here for a second because I clearly messed up the what's up part of the intro there today. I guess my throat was a lot drier than I thought it was, but it's all right. It's okay. I was trying to see how long I could hold it before I could put the camera on and set everything up. But anyway, we are starting a brand new week here on the BOOCHCAST. Super excited. Got a brand new show. In fact, we are so chock full of content for today's show. Probably more than we've had in a very long time. That I'm just going to briefly say that my weekend overall was great. I pretty much spent the entire weekend cleaning up the entire house, as that is what my mom wanted for Mother's Day. So pretty much it was a fuck ton of spring cleaning. In fact, some of which still needs to get done, but for the most part, everything is pretty much cleaned out. We got bags full of stuff going to Goodwill, and all I have to do is some minor redecorating around my computer room here, around my little studio, and everything will be cool. And on that note, we are going to bring onto the show right now a man who called in at the very start of the show, which is a new one. I haven't seen. He hasn't done this for a while. Usually because he likes to bypass the new intro song because he's not a big fan of it. But of course, he is my co-host here on the BOOCHCAST. He is a hibachi chef. He is a singer-songwriter. He has a great mind for wrestling. But before we get into the wrestling, we got plenty of other topics we're going to get into at the start of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the BOOCHCAST, Desmond.
All right, I'm going to go right into something real quick. Something that's a major pet peeve of mine. And I'm probably going to offend a bunch of patriots, American fucking patriots, when I say this. First off, America is no longer the fucking greatest country in the world.
Eek.
It's sad but fucking true. Yeah, I don't like that. I want to make the country great again. And I know that's a fucking Donald Trump slogan, but Donald Trump's never going to be able to do that.
I was about to say, I thought you crossed over. For a moment there, I thought you crossed over and became one of us.
No. I still think you're a fucking moron for supporting Donald Trump.
Fair enough.
I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care who the fuck you are. Donald Trump is a fucking stupid candidate. Period. But anyway.
Okay, well, first of all, nice to see you too, Desmond. Hope you had a great weekend.
Let me get this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way because there's something. This is pissing me off.
Okay.
I recently posted. I posted something on Facebook this morning that pointed out that. I gotta remember what country this was in. One moment. There it is. Let's see. Okay, in France, okay? This is the fucking French. We hate the French. We make fun of the French. Nobody likes the fucking French.
None of us do.
I'm pretty sure the French don't like the fucking French.
Okay.
The entire cost of med school in France is 406 euros a fucking year. That's about $460 fucking dollars a year. And that covers the cost of textbooks, extra classes, and most of the fucking housing.
For $400?
460.
Damn. If you're thinking about going to med school, ladies and gentlemen, go to France.
Well, if you go to Finland, if Finland, they don't give a fuck what country you're from. They will educate you for fucking free.
Wow. I should have studied abroad in Finland.
So, as I was saying, if that right there doesn't straight up prove that just with the education, the failing education system we've got, that we are not the greatest country in the world anymore, nothing does. But what really pisses me off is that when I posted this, which points out that America, and the post itself does actually say that America is not the greatest country in the world. And you know what? Once again, I want America to be the greatest country in the world again. I do. But somebody fucking had the audacity to post, then move. If everybody who realizes that the system in America is fucked left the country would only get worse.
Yeah.
To fix the problem, you must first realize that there is a fucking problem. And being stuck in your old, fucking, retarded, stubborn-ass ways that have only made the country worse for generation after fucking generation will not fix the fucking problem.
Very true. I do agree with that. And I was kind of interested about the thing you posted about France because, first of all, I'm trying to find it. But I thought maybe what was brought on was what you posted 6 hours ago, which was that popular quote from, I think it's called Newsroom or something, where God, what's that actor's name? Jeff something.
The guy from Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Is it Daniels? Jeff Daniels? I can get him and Bridges mixed up.
I think so.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels. Yeah, he does that whole thing about, he goes on that epic rant about, if you think America is the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then he goes off, he talks about the the college student if you happen to wander into a voting booth or something, and then talks about all the things that we're 5th in this, 9th in this, 4th in this, and that we only lead the America in 3 things. And that is, number 1, how many people are in prison, how many people who think angels are real, and defense spending. I remember seeing that. It's like almost every other day someone's posting that on Facebook. So I'll be honest, I thought that's what was bringing that rant on this morning. I didn't know that it had something to do with you posting about France and people flipping out.
Yeah. I'm straight up, I mean, it fucking pisses me off that people think that you're going to fix the country by sending away the people who realize that there's a problem.
Well, yeah. Well, that's because everybody. Well, the thing is that that's the big. Well, the big thing in America is being patriotic. That's a big important thing, and everybody believes that in order to be patriotic about America, you have to love everything about it. It's the same thing about they say if you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to love everything about this person, and it's like my parents have been married for 30 years. They love each other to death. But they could probably think of 7 or 8 things off the top of their head that they hate about each other.
Yeah, here's the thing. To be patriotic, you have to love your country. I love America. I do. But I also realize that it is flawed. And the flaws that we have are very fucking easily fixed. We just gotta fucking get people in power who will fucking do it. And Trump's not gonna do that. Hillary sure is fucking gonna do that.
Oh, definitely not.
So this fucking year, I'm voting fucking Foley. That's right, Mick fucking Foley for fucking president 2016.
Yes, Foley 2016. That's being the big and that's also, for those of you that are wondering, that is actually the title of today's show is #Foley 2016. Because Desmond, this is actually a candidate that both Desmond and I can agree on and can get behind. Mick Foley for president 2016. I believe that it says here, there's an actual, what Desmond wrote. All right, everyone. It looks like it's going to be Trump and Hillary going head to head. So what other options do we have? Simple. We've decided that it's time to write in a name that we can believe in. A man who was unjustly disqualified from Times Man of the Year despite having the most votes. Didn't know this. Of course, I'm talking about the great Mick Foley. Under Foley's guidance, all foreign issues will be solved via cage match. You don't like who's allowed to get married? Go head-to-head with the groom in a flaming tables match. And for he believes that if you're not willing to be put through a table for your beliefs, you're not worth making other people's decisions. And of course, under Foley, you're sure to have a nice day.
Something else. He's a beloved children's author. He cares about the fucking education. He would definitely help better the education system in America.
Yes.
The same education system that made people stupid enough to fucking vote for Donald Trump, he would fix that problem.
And of course, here's the other thing, is that he has been very vocal in the past about things he's disliked about WWE. So we know he's not afraid to stand up to big business.
Foley is his own man. He
Yes.
will do what it is right for himself. So that is why when the ballot comes out, we are writing in, once again, #Foley 2016, Mick Foley for fucking president.
Yes. And also, I do want to say I find it hilarious that if you're against, I do find it funny and ironic that if you're against gay marriage, you should go head to head with the groom in a flaming tables match. I thought that was very well played.
And so did I. I love that. I was proud of that particular piece.
I was too. I thought that was very clever. And you got me sold. And the thing is, I was gonna wait till a little later in the show to get into the political discussion. But since we're opening with it, we got to get into it because, as you guys know, I mentioned earlier this week, and Desmond was on the show earlier this week, that Donald Trump did just get the nomination for President of the United States of America. Ted Cruz and that dumbass from Ohio have both dropped out. Desmond gave his reaction, and if you listen to the show on Wednesday, you know my reaction was simply,
everybody mambo!
by the way, if you know where that came from, you're awesome. But yeah, that was about my reaction pretty much.
I stand by what I've said before. The two presidential candidates who are most likely to be on the ballot this year are Hillary and Trump, and they are the absolute worst candidates of the two parties.
I'm just, if you can find somebody else in the Republican Party that has a brain, I applaud you. Good luck on the digging is all I got to say. Here's the thing about me.
I was okay with Ted Cruz. At least he had some fucking dignity.
Okay. But anyway, my big thing about it was simple. I don't trust that, and the fact, this is how I feel about the whole thing with Donald Trump getting the nomination. I'm aware that Donald Trump is an asshole, by the way. Donald Trump has never, ever, ever hidden from the fact that he's a complete asshole. Most people who are rich or fabulously wealthy tend to just naturally be assholes. Some of them don't mean to be, but they are anyway. So I'm not saying that Donald Trump is a holy man or anything like that. My stance on Donald Trump has been simple. I believe a vote for Donald Trump is a vote of no confidence in the United States government. And I have zero confidence in the United States government. I believe the Republicans and Democrats have had their chance to fix this country and have done nothing but make it exponentially worse. I don't see Trump making things any worse than they already have. And I believe that, is he the right man to make America great again? Maybe, maybe not. But I trust him a hell of a lot more than I trust Hillary or anybody else that is a politician. That's been my stance on the Donald. I was going to ask Desmond his thoughts on Trump getting the nomination, but I think we've already established that. But if you have anything else you want to elaborate on in terms of Trump winning and Ted Cruz dropping out, the floor is yours.
Very simple. For anybody who has not voted in their primaries yet, for anybody who's the primaries are still coming up, get the Democratic card, vote Bernie fucking Sanders, because he is the only because here's what it comes down to. I've already looked at the numbers. Head to head, Hillary loses to Trump by like 1.5% on the votes. Head to head. But head to head, Bernie Sanders is more popular than Donald Trump. He wins 56 to 44.
Yeah. But that's because Bernie Sanders is popular with people with the younger generation, with people in our age group tend to love Bernie Sanders. So that's why he would have the advantage.
He realizes how fucked up the economy has become. Now, everybody wants to say Bernie Sanders is a socialist. Kind of, but not really. And here's why. He doesn't want to implement pure socialism in the American government. That's not what he wants. He wants to implement a social democracy, which is an economic system that combines socialism with capitalism. It takes a little bit of both to make one better system. Because socialism fails in some parts, capitalism fails in some parts, but both systems put together can cancel out those failures. And that's what Bernie wants to implement.
Yeah. Yes, and that was another question I wanted to ask you about, because as we know, it's now Hillary and Bernie are now going to be the center of attention because Donald's now waiting in the wings for whichever one of these two he's going to face. So we already know, regardless of how anybody feels about Trump, I've said my piece, Desmond said his, Trump has the nomination. He will be the Republican nominee for president of the United States of America. That's been established officially. So now we got Hillary and Bernie, and there's a lot of states coming up. I know you've said that it looks like it's going to be Trump and Hillary, but do you think Bernie has an honest shot at possibly beating Hillary? Do you think Bernie has a chance?
Okay, the odds are not good. But they also said he would not win in Indiana. He won in Indiana. They said he would not win in several other states, and he won in those states. If people vote for him in the primaries, if he wins 90% of the remaining states, if he wins the most of by landslides, or he can very possibly beat Hillary and go against Donald Trump. It is possible.
And I'm going to be honest.
Likely, but it is possible.
I'm going to be honest. I am pulling for Bernie to be Hillary. I want this to be Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. This was the dream election that I personally wanted, because I feel like both these men are the only two men in this whole election that can fix this country. So I want Bernie to beat Hillary very badly. That is something you and I definitely agree on.
Now here's something that's something you actually don't agree on. Here's why. Other than the fact that we obviously know my feelings about Trump. But no, beyond that, I don't think any one person can fix this country. And that's what people are like. Bernie's not going to fix the country. How are you going to fix the country? I expect him to do a little bit of good to pave the way. It's going to take another fucking century to get the country back where it was, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, because, you could have, if Trump becomes the president, or if Bernie becomes the president, and both of them do good, and I'm saying if, because we won't know for sure until they get into office what they're going to do. All we can do is put our trust in whatever candidate.
Trump should have started World War III. That's not a prediction. That's what's going to fucking happen. If he becomes president, within his term, we will see World War III.
I think Trump is so fucking crazy, no one's going to dare attack him. This guy's already... Trust me, if you treat Donald Trump like he's if you treat Trump like he's stupid, you'll lose to him. That's the strategy. People take him too lightly, and that's why he's winning.
The problem with Trump is, I am 90% sure his entire election campaign started with somebody saying, "You can't become president." He said, "Here, hold my beer."
Well, you got to admit, he's defying the odds. He got the nomination. No one thought he'd get that far.
Apparently, a lot of people did. They voted for his stupid ass.
Yeah. It's because they looked at every other candidate and said, here's one guy the problem with Donald Trump is that he talks differently than politicians. That's why people can hear him better. He's not feeding you the same political bullshit that everybody else is feeding you.
He doesn't answer questions.
Huh?
He talks differently, yeah, but he doesn't actually answer any questions. Have you ever actually watched one of his fucking debates? He is literally every high school student who is giving an oral book report on a book that they did not read.
And and I'm just saying, the point is, the Republicans had nobody that could top that. That should scare you more than anything. It's not the voters. The only people that should be scared right now are the government. They need to be shaking in their boots, because this guy is beating them because they have screwed up this badly. That's how bad the government is, that Donald is beating them. Because if the government was doing their job in the first place, which was putting us first, and their corporations that own them, basically, instead of putting them first and putting us first, Donald wouldn't have lasted 10 seconds in a debate like this. But because the government is screwed up so badly, because of this two-party dictatorship that has raped and pillaged this country, a psycho like Donald Trump is able to beat them. He's already taken down one half of the two-party dictatorship. He's going for the second half. And if I was Hillary or Bernie, I would bring whatever A game I got. Because if you walk in there thinking that you're going to sweep Donald Trump under the carpet, you will lose to him. This guy's a lot smarter than people are giving him credit for. The Republicans didn't take him seriously. That's why they lost. Hillary and Bernie should be worried.
He's doing. Here's something. I posted something. I don't know if I did it last night or this morning. It showed Donald Trump in a fucking Nazi in a Nazi uniform. Obviously photoshopped or painted or something like that. And I understand this. That's not the point. The reason I'm pointing this out though is it people are like, he's not Hitler. Hitler killed all these things. Like, yeah, but Hitler didn't do any of that shit until he was in power. And that was something that everybody seems to fail to realize. So Trump has to first win to become Hitler, which he's well on his way to doing. But let me see if I can find this post again. Where's it at? Scrolling. Fuck. I posted a lot of shit these last couple nights.
Dude, you post a lot of shit, period. Like, that's why you say, did you see my post? I'm like, which one?
Which one?
Dude, at least bookmark this shit if you're going to talk about it on the show. Or send it to me in a message so I can read it. It's like Deadpool, most awkward commercial ever, Deadpool, funny meme, Deadpool.
Yeah, I do watch a lot of Deadpool. You can't go wrong with
Jesus
Deadpool.
Christ.
Come on.
I mean, I liked Deadpool too, but damn.
Speaking of Deadpool, I'm picking up the Blu-ray tonight, I'm picking up the Blu-ray tonight at midnight.
Awesome. Okay.
But anywho,
I haven't found the Hitler one, but I did find the one about where you say every Trump sentence has words, sometimes 3 or 2. Like, that one was actually pretty funny. I laughed at this one. It read like a Dr. Seuss, and it was a quote from George Takei.
I can't find the post I was looking for.
Oh well.
But
Oh well.
the idea, it pointed out absolutely everything that Trump's rise to power is based on it's like Hitler. It was a post from a history teacher. And the students are like, how could the German people have allowed Hitler to rise to power? A maniac like Hitler to rise to power. And she said, well, look at our presidential race right now. It's the exact same thing. He's playing on our fears. In Hitler's case, they were afraid of it. Hitler was saying the Jewish and the Jewish and I want to say Polish immigrants were the problem. And Donald Trump's case, the Mexicans and the Muslims are the problem. And they both took a strong stand against border control. They both found scapegoats. They both played it as like the biggest problem with Germany at the time. They were afraid of I can't remember what they were afraid of. But like in Donald Trump's case, it was terrorism. They played the exact same. It's the exact same fucking blueprint. They just put in different puzzle pieces to make it match.
Yeah, I know. I read that, and I remember. And then I don't know. I don't know who that was because I know you shared it from somebody who posted it, and I saw the post that person made, and they said you can unfriend me if you don't believe this. I was actually tempted to send her a friend request and let her accept it so I could unfriend her because not only do I think Hitler comparisons are the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life, but another reason is because I hate this about people on Facebook and Twitter and all this, is that when people say, this is my opinion, and if you don't like it, unfriend me. I think that, to me, is the most dismissive comment on the planet. Like, if someone says that, I ignore everything that you just said when you say stuff like that. And I don't mean you. I mean the person who originally posted that, because you were just sharing it. So you're fine. But I hate people that do that shit. Like, my philosophy is, if you're willing to tell someone to unfriend you because they disagree with you, then chances are you're not a real friend in the first place. And I'm almost tempted to go online and post massive Trump 2016 things just so people who have that kind of attitude will unfriend me because they're assholes. Like that's what I love. That's like Desmond. Like I said before, and I'll say it again. You're one of the few people I will actually have conversations like this with. Because look, we agree, we disagree, but I'm not unfriending you. You're not going to unfriend me. We're not going to say dumb shit like that. It's like if you disagree with me, you just say, I think you're a moron for voting for this guy, and I think you're a goddamn ridiculous for this. What do? We move on to the next topic. It's that damn simple. That was the only thing about the post that I didn't like. I hate people that do that shit. Because people who are that rooted in politics need therapy.
Oh, yeah. Look. That's why you can't talk politics to so many people. Because they're so dead set in their one mindset. I was talking to a customer the other day. Obviously, I was working at a table at Bucci. I was doing my thing, right? And they were talking about newscasts, trying to find out how to watch Fox News online. I don't like the news because they're all biased. And they're like, yeah, they are definitely all biased, and we understand that. But if you got to pick between the bias, wouldn't you rather pick one that agrees with you? I said, no, actually. And they're like, why? Because if I'm listening to somebody who is literally just spouting off the same statistics that I already know that caused me to form my beliefs in the first place, what am I learning?
Exactly.
I needed to, like, if I was, I'd rather watch the opposition. So if they say something that I don't understand or that I didn't know before, I could change my view. B, I could adapt my view to accompany both of them. Or C, if I really don't see it, if I'm looking at the statistics and they don't match up, they don't add up, I can call them a moron for it and show other statistics to prove them wrong.
Exactly, and that's a great answer.
You've got to be willing to have an open mind. That's why it's like everybody's like, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? I'm neither. Are you right wing, left wing? I'm fucking neither. Conservative, liberal? Fucking neither. They're all the same fucking thing. They are groups that put you together and make it to where you can't think for your goddamn self.
Absolutely.
It's like, you've heard me a million times. I'm a big Bernie Sanders supporter. You know how many times I've seen stuff online that he said that I absolutely did not agree with?
I'm sure there was a couple.
There were. He at one point actually blamed the police force for said there needs to be more control over the police force. There needs to be maybe in some cases there are, but the vast majority of police brutality cases aren't because the police did the wrong thing. It's because the fucking criminal overstepped the bounds and the police had to take action, and there were more people involved saying that just to say the police was the problem.
Well, of course, everybody wants to say the police are the problem, and not that there's situations where they're not the problem, but everybody cries wolf with the police now because you can easily get away with it.
Right. Exactly. And Bernie supported that mindset. That pissed me off. That was something I completely disagreed with. Also, he is a true Democrat in the mindset that he wants to implement more gun control.
Oh, yeah. In fact,
the reason we're number one, the number one murder capital of the fucking world is because our top 4 murder central cities, we get rid of those, and we drop from like 4th from the bottom of the list on how many murders per capita. And you know what's worse about that? Those 4 have the strongest gun control laws. Taking guns away from law-abiding citizens creates more victims
and more chaos, and it's insane. And the thing is that, like, I remember one time I actually heard a story, and like we were saying about Bernie proving that he's a Democrat. I actually was watching this video a while back of it was Jesse Ventura, who's one of the few people in politics that I respect, and there's always been rumors about whether or not he'd jump into the race because And I think next month the Libertarian Convention's supposed to take place, and they're going to announce their candidate. And there's rumors speculating that Jesse Ventura is going to be their potential candidate. And he said that when Bernie came to Minnesota, which was where Jesse lives half the year. He spends half the year in Minnesota, and in the winter he goes to Mexico. He lives out in Mexico. And he said he actually spoke with Bernie. He talked with Bernie because Bernie and Donald are the two people that Jesse looks at in this election. Even though he disagrees with a lot of things that Donald has said, the two of them have been friends for 25 years. So he still considers him a friend of his, even though he disagrees with a lot of his policies. And he loves the fact that he's fucking over that he's causing dissension in the Republican Party. Like, that's joy for Jesse because he hates the two-party dictatorship severely. In fact, he named them the two-party dictatorship. But he said he had a conversation with Bernie because he supported Bernie, and he said about what would happen if he didn't get the nomination. And he told Jesse point blank that if Hillary gets a nomination, Bernie will endorse Hillary Clinton, which in Jesse's mind kills off his whole revolution. So there you have. So that was another thing. That was something about Bernie that didn't sit well with me. First of all, anyone who endorses Hillary doesn't sit well with me. But the fact that Bernie would turn right around and do that shows he's a party guy.
Well, you have to realize as well, though, especially because he knows for a fact right now that it's going to come. I mean, let's be honest. He knew probably at that point that Donald Trump was going to win the Republican side. It could just be that he sees Trump as just as bad or worse than Hillary. Or, as I said, if he thinks that he's just as bad as Hillary, then at least he can stick with his party. Now, and to that, I can kind of sort of understand. But I've said it before, Donald Trump is just as bad as Hillary, just on different sides of the card.
Yeah.
It's like I don't endorse either one of them. I will never endorse either one of them. Hillary is bought and paid for. Donald Trump knows nothing about what he's doing.
And I like the sound of that. So here's the hope, and Bernie takes down Hillary Clinton.
Hell yeah.
All right.
All for that.
And so,
if Bernie does, then I will vote Sanders in the fucking final election. If he doesn't, then once again, hashtag Foley 2016.
Yes. Vote Foley. Vote for McFoley, and have a nice day. All right, folks, and we're going to stop the political discussion right now because I feel like we've said everything we need to say on that subject. And before we go to break, there's one piece of business we do need to get into, and I have to discuss this with Desmond, mostly because he put me in this situation. There's another thing that happened over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I received a Facebook message from Desmond, and I usually don't like to talk about messengers because those are kind of private conversations, but this one I'm gonna scroll down till I find the one that he wanted me to make. Desmond sends me a random message over the weekend saying, "Have you ever seen Happy Tree Friends?" To which I replied, "No, I haven't." He said, "Watch one episode on Netflix. You won't be disappointed. Do it now. We will talk about it Monday." And then there were some other things that he talked about we're going to get into later. A few hours later, I send this message, and I'm going to ask the question because Desmond's going to explain this to the audience. My response was, "Just saw Happy Tree Friends. Why the fuck did you make me watch this?" So Desmond, for those people who may not know, what is Happy Tree Friends, and why the fuck did you make me watch this?
All right, Happy Tree Friends starts out with these nice little pink and blue and green critters that are supposed to be, there's a flying squirrel at one point. There's a, there's a moose. They're all pretty little animal creatures. And when you first start watching it, And it started out as a YouTube video series that went viral and eventually got picked up by Netflix. But yeah, you start out with these nice, cute little cuddly creatures. They decide they're going to go to a theme park, and everything just goes wrong. And I do mean everything. Let's put it this way. You watch Happy Tree Friends, and you start out, you think, oh, this is a cute little kid's show. And then you watch the first 5 minutes of it, and you're like, this is worse than Saw.
This was really the most fucked up show I ever seen. Everything was going good, and then at one point, like, the roller coaster falls, a guy gets stuck. It gets stuck. All right, the guy comes to fix it. Then the train falls and crushes somebody. The guy grabs a wood with a bunch of nails in it, turns around, smacks this person in the back of the head, smacks this animal in the back of the head, and then it turns around and you see the nails sticking out of its face and the blood dripping, and one guy goes flying and goes through a wooden rod, and his heart is at the tip of the rod, and the guy's like dying. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And here's the thing. There was all this crazy at the roller coaster. Then there was another scene I can't remember. But, no, the superhero, yeah. There's a superhero, like, it slices the snowball in half, which slices the person in half, and then sends all these people off the road. Like, this is probably the worst superhero I ever seen in my life. And I mean, he's trying. It's like one of the clumsiest superheroes. Like, it's like he tries to save one person, but kills like 7 people in the process, and it's just insane. And here's the thing: I laughed. I was fine with all of that. Here's where I drew the line. I drew the line at the father with his child. First of all, kid goes flying through the air on his wagon. You think he landed in a thorn bush. The dad goes through the thorn bush, not realizing he could have easily walked around the sidewalk. I thought that was pretty funny. The kid lands in some mud puddle. He goes to clean the kid. Now, it's a baby. So most of the time we have a baby, I guess you wash it in the sink. I don't know. I think some parents have done that. I know they got these special baby tub-like things you put in the sink. I know my mom did that when I was younger, but whatever. Point is, the dad turns around and answers the phone. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking something bad's going to happen. Because nothing good happens when you leave a kid in a tub and go answer the phone. First of all, you shouldn't even be answering a phone. Second of all, I don't know how long ago this was made, but obviously it was during a time where cell phones hadn't been invented yet, because he walked to the phone. And then all of a sudden, the baby gets stuck. And in the back of my mind, there was some sick part of my brain thinking, this is not about to happen. And it happens. The dad turns on the garbage disposal. What the fuck? Like, who the fuck wrote this? Like, at that point, and there was one of those moments where it's like, I wanted to shut it off. It's like a car accident. You want to look away, but you can't. So it's like, this is grossing me out, but I need to see how this ends. And it did not end pretty.
At the end of the episode, it looks like he finally gets to see his kid. The kid's still alive somehow. And then something happens and they both die. I can't remember how it happened. But yeah, it only got more fucking fucked up as you went on.
I mean, it was literally quite possibly the most fucked up show I'd ever watched. And how did you find this?
Well, I kept watching. Obviously, I'm on Facebook a lot. You've seen me on Facebook enough times. Obviously, with how much shit I post. Well, one post that's reoccurred on my Facebook you're watching, it shows a screenshot from Netflix. And Netflix gives you those suggestions based on what you watched. Well, one of the categories it gave for this person was violent TV shows. And the fourth one was Happy Tree Friends. It had a picture of the little yellow bunny on the front of it. And the person commented, yeah, that seems really violent. So violent. And somebody responds with, go ahead, watch it. Prove your doubts. And I've seen this post a few times. So finally, I see it the other night, and I'm like, oh, I've got an hour to kill. Not realizing just how fucking ironic that statement is after seeing the show. And I watched the first episode, and pretty much my reaction is the same as yours. To which I respond, I posted on Facebook at that point, what the ever-loving fuck did I just watch? And I tagged the show on it and everything. My cousin said, you only just seeing this? I said, yeah. He said, I was watching it on YouTube back in high school. And then he says, I said, well, I've only seen the first episode. He says, it gets better.
Yeah, it gets better. I think this.
At this point, I've still only seen the first episode.
Oh, me too. I have not watched the other ones. I don't know if I'm going to watch the other ones. I think it's going to depend on where I see it in my rotation. Because right now, because I'll be honest in terms of Netflix, I just wrapped up recently season 2 of Daredevil. I finally finished Daredevil, and you were right. This thing got I gotta say, I didn't expect to, when you first recommended Daredevil, I did not expect to like this. I'm now clamoring for season 3. This is one of the best. There are so many twists and turns in this story. It keeps my attention. I'm loving this.
Yeah, the series itself is fucking phenomenal. I have never seen them do a Marvel thing so fucking well. I mean, they could not have done this better. If it doesn't matter. There's no way they could possibly have done this shit better.
Yeah, and and of all the TV shows, and just TV shows, not movies I've ever watched, this one was the bloodiest. Like when the Punisher kills somebody, there's literally blood squirting everywhere. I actually found myself like a little kid closing my eyes at times, like, oh my God, look away. I had to look away a couple times. I was like, oh my God. Because here's the thing about me. When it comes to horror movies, I'm a pretty tolerant guy. One thing I can't stand is when someone gets shot or stabbed. Something about eye injuries makes me cringe. There was like 3 of them per Punisher fight. He loves to take someone's eye out. I don't know what it is, this guy. But it was just like, oh my God, like 50 times.
Yeah, see, you know what's even better? Netflix has officially announced that there will be a Punisher spinoff.
Yes. I actually have the article right here. The Punisher TV series officially coming to Netflix. Netflix has ordered a Marvel's Daredevil spinoff series based on the Punisher. John Bernthal will reprise his role as Frank Castle. Writer and executive producer Steve Lightfoot, who also did Hannibal and Casualty, will serve as the showrunner. It says, we want to thank the fans who are clamoring for more of John's stunning and powerful performance as Frank Castle from Marvel's Daredevil, said executive producer, head of Marvel's television, Jeff Loeb, in Marvel's official statement. Now combined with showrunner Steve Lightfoot's compelling writing, we're thrilled to bring Marvel's The Punisher to Netflix. John hooked our global audience with his performance as Frank Castle from the moment he stepped on screen in Marvel's Daredevil, and we are looking forward to seeing more of him in this role under the vision of Steve Lightfoot, said Cindy Holland, Netflix Vice President of Original Content. For me, the complexity and unpredictability of Frank Castle make him an incredible, compelling character, and I couldn't be more excited to dive into his world, said executive producer and showrunner Steve Lightfoot. After watching John's performance in Marvel's Daredevil, I could not be more excited to be working with him to further develop and progress the story of his anti-hero in a show of his own. The Punisher will continue to follow Castle as he brings lethal justice to Hell's Kitchen. This will be the 6th Marvel series to find a home at Netflix, following Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and the crossover miniseries The Defenders.
Yeah, I gotta admit, when I first heard that the guy who played Sean from fucking Walking Dead was gonna be the Daredevil, it was gonna be Punisher, I was skeptical, but he blew me away.
He really did.
He made a believer out of me.
He really did. Like, his performance, man, this is some of the best acting I've seen. And I love it because this season really took it on a journey, like Nelson and Murdoch coming to an end, and the possibility of him and Foggy might not be friends anymore, and then at the very last episode where he finally admits to Karen that he's Daredevil. So now we don't know what her reaction's going to be yet. And then, of course, my favorite was the fight scene at the end where it was him and Elektra. And then after Elektra's killed, like, he's walking towards, I think the guy's name is Nobu. And all of a sudden, the Punisher just starts shooting the random ninjas. And Daredevil's so pissed, he doesn't even care that Frank Castle's shooting and killing him. He's like, I'm going to kill all these guys. I'm going to leave this guy up to you. And then he finally throws the guy off the roof. Punisher's there in his brand new costume gear. And then at the end, Nobu sat up, and my first thought was, are you fucking kidding me? And then Styx chopped his head off. I was like, thank you. If this guy lives again, I'm going to be pissed. But that was just amazing that all these stories going different directions, and it's literally making everybody clamor for season 3, which apparently is not going to happen till about 2018.
Yeah, well, all I have to say is I am so ready for more. These guys are fucking fantastic, and I can't wait to see what's coming.
Me neither, man. This is the most, I can honestly say, out of all the shows I'm Netflix binging, this is the most compelling show. Like, I loved it. I think this is an awesome show. I look forward to season 3. In the meantime, I'm going to be killing time with Animaniacs, which is a show that I'm currently binge watching. I'm about halfway through season 1. And if you were a fan of Animaniacs back in the day, you got to check it out because it's literally an awesome stroll down memory lane.
All right, I want to go down something a little. I'm watching something that's been really big on Facebook here recently, and I want to start by prefacing: I am all for women's rights. I am all for equality. I am all for everything. I'm not. It's like I believe all rapists should be castrated and child molesters should be just put down. Period. But something is so. That being said, I'm reading something on Facebook that I have to fully agree with. First, somebody posts on here. Says, a guy staring at your boobs is not rape culture. Catcalling may be offensive, but it is not rape. It's not rape culture if you are offended, but never actually raped. Feminists hate male heterosexuality so much that they want to equate it with rape for even existing. Now, that, first of all, I got to agree with the guy who posted that one. But a chick, obviously a clear-cut feminist, and when I say feminist, I don't mean the good feminists who actually are just looking for equality. I'm looking for the ones who want to sit there and put down men for so much as being men. Now, she responds with, male sexuality should not impose on my fucking freedom to exist, you fucking scum. Catcalling and sexualizing my existence is not okay. It is a threat. My body does not belong to your sexuality, so prepare to get your ego and, if needed, your throat slashed. Now, first off, at what point did anything that was originally said seem like a Finally, someone else responds. Someone else responds on here and says, people staring at you is not imposing on your freedom to exist. People being rude is not imposing on your freedom to exist. People finding you attractive, and that's really all sexualizing isn't impeding on you in any way. You call a person a scum, but you just threaten to slit someone's throat for the mere slight pointing their eyes in your fucking direction. Who's imposing whose freedoms, you goddamn psychotic piece of shit?
Okay, wow. That's the moment where feminism gets really, 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 really fucked up. I'm like, you can't stop guys from staring at you if you're in public. You can only stop it in the workplace, honey. I hate to break it to you. But
well, even then, it's not sexual harassment to look at somebody. Period.
It's not.
You can stop.
But I'm saying if you pull, I'm just saying that, trust me, a woman in the workplace, if she wants to, if she's a good enough actress, they can make anything, they can turn anything into sexual harassment. And all I have to do is threaten to sue and your ass is gone, because they'll get rid of you just to avoid the drama, not knowing that you could turn right around and sue them. But trust me, women are, that's why, I'll be honest, when I first started working at Home Depot, I didn't talk to I didn't talk to anybody there the first 6 months I worked there. If a woman came by me, I didn't say a fucking word. I didn't look, I didn't stare. They thought I was gay till I finally explained to them why I was doing it.
Well, like I said, you got something you've learned. Like, in my workplace, that's not how it works. I actually, apparently, a girl that I was talking to thought I was getting a little too close. I was just saying, I was just being friendly. I didn't, but instead of telling me that she had a problem with how things were going, she went to management and complained. I kid you not. The owner and my manager took me into the office and said, "Hey, look, you got to back off." But and they also made it very clear that if it came down to me or her, they would fire her.
You got awesome bosses then.
Well, you got to look at this. I had seniority. I hadn't actually done anything wrong. And it's a lot harder to train a new chef than it is to train a new server.
Absolutely.
And as like I said, when it comes down to it, you gotta realize, like I said, the point I'm getting at here is, I was like, yeah, I understand catcalling is rude, and I don't do that personally, but it is not a threat. Now, if a person walks up to you after catcalling and starts getting a little too close, that could be taken as a threat. Not all for supporting a woman's right to defend herself.
Yeah.
All right? But if all they do is say something and they don't take it any farther than saying something at one point, and then she walks away and they don't come after her, it is not a threat. It is not rape culture. He actually did nothing wrong besides being an asshole.
Yeah. It's just a guy being a dick who's never going to sleep with you unless you let him.
It is not rape culture. Now, like I said, if that guy lays a finger on you, I don't care if it's a fucking pinky. You have a right to break that pinky.
Any way that you see fit.
You have a right to. You have a right to kick him in the groin. And as far as I'm concerned, he deserved it. But to say someone, to equate someone basically just outright telling you that they find you attractive in a rude way equates to rape, that shit pisses me off.
Yeah, it does. It bothers me too. It really does. It's it's one of the biggest pet peeves that I have. And I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm glad we were able to, discuss that. Obviously, we haven't settled anything. But, of course, for those of you listening, we do have phone lines that are open. So call in at 347-838-8433 if you want to discuss that or any other topics we've gotten into. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break here. This is going to be a bit of a lengthy one, but it's okay. And when we come back, we're going to get into that moment that most of you, especially Frank, are waiting for. And that is, of course, we got plenty of wrestling talk coming your way today here on the show. Right now, we're going to take a break, and we will get back with you guys here on the BOOCHCAST. Don't forget, the phone lines are open, 347-838-8433. Call in, wrestling-related, politics-related, Netflix-related. If there's a show on Netflix you're watching that you think Desmond and I should check out, let us know. If you're pro or anti-Trump, pro or anti-Bernie, call in. If you're anti-Hillary, call in. If you're pro-Hillary, you can call in, but please understand I'm only giving you a 10-second window to make your point. And, of course, everything else we've been talking about, Punisher spinoff, Dardevil, call in, 347-838-8433, and we'll be back right after this.
We are back here on the monthly show here at Booch headquarters, Booch Broadcast, right? Yes, this is Podcast HQ right here. This is where the magic happens, folks. This is the magic. Yes, Magic Booch makes it happen. Magic Booch. And now we have some magic. By Desmond, your co-host. Yes, my co-host, Desmond Dagenhart, right over there. He is going to be playing a very special song. Now, this is a song that has not been featured on the BOOCHCAST. So, for the monthly show listeners, for the DerekShapiroShow.com, you are getting an exclusive here. Now, this song is very special to me in the sense that the first time I ever heard Desmond play, ever, was this song. Good Old Days, which is a bar here in Cumming, Georgia, where I used to do stand-up at regularly back in the day. Also, it was a variety of open mic. You do music, comedy, everything. Desmond would always show up, apparently, and this is my first time seeing him there, because Desmond and I became friends a few years ago, and we mostly just hung out and talked wrestling. We never talked about music, we never talked about any of that, so I didn't know Desmond was an inspiring musician. So one day, I told him the Good Old Days, Desmond invited me, not knowing why. I thought we were just going to hang out, drink some beers, whatever. Next thing I know, Desmond's on stage, and he played the song, and he played the song, Section F-A-L and F-A-L on his guitar. And I'm like, I was blown away. I didn't know Desmond could play music. And I was like, okay. And then Desmond told me later that, yeah, he's aspiring to be a musician, that he's legit with it. You guys, you listen to the BOOCHCAST, you know, because I have played numerous songs of Desmond's on the show. We always tell people, like the Facebook page. And for any DSS TV station, DerekShapiroShow.com listeners that are wondering why you should like that Facebook page, we're going to give you guys an exclusive. This is Desmond Dagenhart singing Sexy, and I Know It, while playing on the guitar. Walk on by, you'll see the never use that. I've been to people, where they have gone, I got that go. When I walk on the spot, everybody staring at me. I got fashion in my pants, but I ain't afraid to show it. Sexy, yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. When I'm at the mall, you just get out. When I'm at the beach, it's me, yo, trying to my teacher. Now, come on, ladies, this time to go. Where we headed to the bar, let it go, you know. Just shoot, still get set. Oh, love. Everybody saying, Billy, come at me. I got passion in my pants. I can't afraid of showing. Sexy and I'm rolling. Sexy and I'm the wheel.
My forte of the Monday show, I've given away from this a lot. I haven't had this fellowship interview with a independent artist in a long time. Where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, I grew up listening to all kinds of music. My dad likes country and classic rock and a little, every now and then a little rap. Not very often with him though. My mom likes pop and R&B, and my friends listen to metal, and I love music as a whole. And when you listen to it, there's such a variety. You find songs that are going to touch you. And this isn't one of them. But I've always been into music. It's something I can relate to. And being able to pick and play guitar is something to stop me from strangling people.
Sure. Have you tried out for The Voice?
I did try out for The Voice. I didn't make it. It was but it was a fun experience. I spent about 5 hours in a line. But the entire time we stopped, it was like everybody in the line. I'd say about a good quarter of us had guitars, and we were sitting there picking and playing and singing and goofing off. While waiting for our turn to get up there. It was fun. But it was an experience that I'm very happy I attended for.
Sure.
But at the same time, you got to realize that when they're looking at millions of people coming in, and I was in a group of 10 people. When I finally went in, to see the judges, I was in a group of 10 people, and of those 10 people, at least 4 of them were like 3 times better than me.
Sure.
And not a single one of us made it.
Sure. And also, too, you're multi-talented. You're a musician, and you're a co-host of BOOCHCAST. The BOOCHCAST. Okay. You being a musician, you being a co-host of Vinny. How does that play together?
Obviously, I'm getting exposure here. Blogcast was named was number one podcast in Atlanta. Yeah, it's number one podcast in Atlanta, and something that's that big, and I get my Facebook page advertised in it. I play my music in it. It's it's the exposure. It just helps. I can't tell you how many likes that I've gained on my Facebook page since then. People actually asking me to do songs. Before it was just a couple of family and friends. There was nothing as it wasn't anything getting out.
Sure.
And now I've got people liking my page. I'm like, I have 0 mutual friends with this person. Who the fuck is this? and I'm thankful for everybody who likes my page, everybody who supports me. But it's like the exposures has helped me because the easiest way to get gigs is to have a fan base.
Sure.
And before this, I really didn't have much more. Just a few people I knew. And so yeah.
Sure. And I was saying, you'll be on my co-host of the Monday show. Do you want to ask Desmond a question or two?
Well, I ask Desmond tons of questions all the time, so it's not really necessarily a question that I have. It's more of just me saying, I'm glad to have him on the BOOCHCAST, and I thank him for, this guy, like you said, this guy works nonstop 5 days a week. He's there from the opening to the closing. He told me himself. This guy works 12 hours a day at his day job. Making the money he needs to go out to Nashville, Tennessee, because that's something he talked about. He has aspirations of moving out there to pursue music full time. And, I know me personally, as someone who's chasing the stand-up dream. I do stand-up at night. I got the BOOCHCAST. I have a day job of my own. I know how exhausting that can be. How I'm exhausted right now. So I'm a soda-holic. It gets me through a 24-hour day. People say, Vinny, why do you drink so much soda? But I'll get to that. my point is this, that I know what a strain that can take on you. And Desmond gets 2 days off a week, Monday and Tuesday. So for him to take that time out of his busy schedule to get up in the morning when he's been working 12 hours to either call in the show or even today when he drove all the way out here, it shows that when I told him to bring it on the show, when I first talked about bringing him on the co-host, you know, there was a time where he only worked a couple days a week. So he was on every single day except for Wednesday. So he took the show seriously, and he takes the show seriously. He loves wrestling enough to bring discussions with me. And the fact that he took that time out of that busy schedule, me playing his music is the least I could do. You know, that's the least I could do. And he is a great musician. That's why I love playing the music. Like so it's not like I'm playing his music and it's making my ears bleed. I am playing his music and I'm enjoying it. I'm listening. It's one of the rare moments where I'm playing a commercial break and I'm actually listening to the commercial. I'm not leaving the room to go to the bathroom. That's what I do when I play music. I'm like, here's a song. I can use the bathroom. I'm gonna come back to the show. So I will put on my earphones and take the speaker with me and go do what I need to do. I gotta listen to the song. And so I do want to say that I thank Desmond for taking that time, and I'm glad that he takes time out of his busy day to be on the show, and I look forward to seeing it.
One thing I got to say about singers. Singers make the terrible. Make a terrible co-host, but they don't last that long because singers have to do the singing afterwards. So it's a privilege to have you as these co-hosts, and I love having singers as co-hosts before. You know what I'm saying? And I wish they could stick around longer, but I know that singing is your number one passion versus co-hosting. I've had those, numerous singers, you know.
And I know the day's gonna come where the singing's gonna take over, and Desmond's gonna have to tour, and Desmond knows this. If he has an opening in the schedule, he's always welcome to call in, and the door is always open.
Exactly. But all my co-hosts are singers.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as long as we part on good terms, the door is open.
Exactly.
So that's nice.
One more thing. When we come back, I want to ask you to help me interview Vinny Bucci just for the journey coming up. We'll be back. Dylan Bonds is cut off at the end of the show. The 25-minute interview that me and Vinny have. Yeah. Already recorded. We'll be back. Episode.
Hello and welcome back to the BOOCHCAST. During the break, we played the song "Sexy and I Know It" which is originally written by LMFAO. I think that's how it goes. But anyway, that was not obviously them performing it. That was my co-host, singer-songwriter Desmond Dagenhart. That was first time ever played on the BOOCHCAST, but originally that was played on the Derek Shapiro monthly show a few months back when Derek was in town doing promotion work and extra scenes for his upcoming films. And I had Desmond come in the studio to meet Derek in person for the first time, and he got a chance to play "Sexy and I Know It." And then, of course, we did recordings of his song "New Hometown," which is his original song, which is the theme song to Derek Shapiro's new upcoming film, Walking, which is coming out next month, Wednesday, June 1st. It'll be coming out, so make sure you guys check the movie out. And if you want to see more music or listen to more music from Desmond Dagenhart, you can go to facebook.com/Desmond Dagenhart, DesmondDagenhart. Like the Facebook page, follow his progress. You can check out all the videos he has posted. You can post a request. If you have a song request you like Desmond to play, let him know. He'll play it for you, or he'll take the time to learn the song if he doesn't know the song, and he'll put a video together and send it out there for you to check out, and it'll be posted to his Facebook page, and then later will be played on the BOOCHCAST once it makes its rotation. So make sure you're on the lookout for Desmond Dagenhart performing near you, and if he has a big gig coming up, he'll be sure to let me know, and I'll plug it here on the BOOCHCAST. So go to facebook.com/Desmond Dagenhart, DesmondDagenhart. Check out more of Desmond Dagenhart. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to the wrestling talk. Desmond, are you there?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
Now, before we go into the wrestling talk, I've got something. Anybody listening right now, I'm gonna need prayers, good vibes, whatever you believe in. Actually, one of my customers the other day told me that there's a place in town looking for someone to literally just sit and pick and play. And this place is gonna be an everyday thing, supposedly. So I am going to go check this out, see what they're willing to pay, and see if it's a full-time thing. And if it is, I might have a full-time playing gig.
Awesome. That's great, man.
Yeah. So as I said, there's nothing guaranteed yet. I don't believe in bad luck and shit like that. I don't believe in jinxing it. So I do believe in good vibes and shit. So I do believe in the power of prayer, because even if you don't believe in God, you're still getting the good vibes thing going on. So whatever you believe, send them my way, because I'm hoping this works out for me.
Awesome. And if you get, like I said, if you get the gig, let us know where it is, and we'll plug where people can come see you play.
Well, from what I understand, if I get the gig, it's going to be like a little cafe restaurant type thing. And so it's like, if I get the gig, I will advertise the hell out of that restaurant, and you guys come see me, get something to eat. And I'll try a whole bunch of different things there and let y'all know what's the best to eat there.
All right, man. That'd be awesome. Let us know. But yes, so send good prayers and vibes to Desmond in the hopes that he gets this terrific job. This is exciting news. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll jump right into the wrestling talk, and we'll start off with we got two articles here, both of which Desmond sent me. So we're going to start off with those. And we got the first one here. Ryback addresses rumors about his WWE status, confirms he asked to be taken off TV. As most people know, Ryback was advertised at first to be part of the United States Championship Battle Royal last Monday, but apparently he didn't show up. And then there were rumors that he had been sent home under a contract dispute. It says here, Ryback didn't appear on Monday Night Raw, and after the show was over, reports started circulating saying that Ryback had been asked to be taken off TV because of a contract dispute. The former Intercontinental Champion has launched a new Tumblr blog, and he confirmed that he did indeed request to be taken off television until he can reach an agreement with Vince McMahon. He posted the following on his new blog. Feed me more. Today I sit and fly home, and for the first time in years, feel absolutely free. I will start by saying I did request to be taken off of television until myself and Vince could get a yes or no on a new deal. This has been going on since my Intercontinental title run and had been nothing but a major strain on my life, as all I ever wanted to do was work for WWE. I was told to head home until we agree or not agree to specific terms. Contrary to reports, it isn't over money or a bus. That stuff was settled a while ago. It comes down to a major problem I have with not only WWE, but wrestling in general. Wrestling is predetermined. We as performers know before we go out to the ring or perform a backstage scene who is winning and losing, etc., or have a general idea of what we are going to say. It blows my mind how in a sport which is predetermined from a company standpoint, winners are paid so much more than the losers. Every single person who works for WWE from top to bottom is absolutely just as valuable as the next. The winners cannot win unless the losers go out there and agree to lose to them. It blows my mind that in this day and age, though, we still adhere to this formula. Obviously, things have always been this way, but does that make them right? Times have changed, and our goal as humans should be to evolve and learn from our past and the past of others so we could make this world a better place. Why is it a guy who is told he is going to go out and lose and does everything he is told be paid not only less, but much less than said winner over a period of time? Every single performer for WWE sacrifices the same amount of time from home and their families, and every single man or woman goes out and does what they are told. Looking at this formula, though, losers turn into what fans like to call jobbers, and their value decreases in the company's eyes, and before you know it, they get released. For what? For doing exactly as they are told. Why not pay the talent equally? The winners have more merch as it is, or are supposed to anyways, so they get that extra perk. But why make the guy who is told to and agrees to lose earn less and sacrifice spots in big pay-per-view matches, etc.? This is one of the major problems with wrestling and WWE today. Most guys take great satisfaction helping making other talent. The bitching and moaning we always hear about stems from the fact that they know they are ultimately over time going to make less and live in fear of being released. I am proud to say I have never gone to change a finish and have gladly took pride in helping put over other talent. Hell, look at my pay-per-view record of 12-26, and you will see that has been the pattern of my career. I have always been confident in my ability and work ethic to being my best every day, and ultimately always felt that by doing good, it was the right thing to do. Personally, seeing my money go down over the years, though, even though I was working as much as ever and being denied magazine covers and other projects, as well as watching my role diminish no matter what I did or how hard I tried, takes its toll on a human. Being told no matter how hard I work or how good I get doesn't always pay off is something I fucking refuse to ever believe in my life. I am a creative being, and to be restricted time and time again is no way to live life. There is nothing I cannot do, and I know no matter what comes of this situation, I am going to be just fine. It isn't solely about money. It is about commitment. Commitment to a guy who fucking cares and who loves this more than anything in the world and wants to know that his passion and his efforts and determination to constantly improve is going to be recognized and taken care of. WWE may very well release me, which if it is the case, so be it. If we can work things out, a lot needs to change as I am not living in fear and creatively cannot continue to live a life that limits me creatively. I have many other interests and passions and have been very smart with my finances over the years. I thank every WWE superstar from top to bottom for their sacrifices and for working with me. The world is an amazing place, and there is more than just a WWE universe. There is the universe, and I will prove one way or another over time I am the greatest big guy in the universe.
So, what really amazed me about this is before I read this article and before I sent it to you, I had never really thought of Ryback as really that big of an intelligent guy. He didn't think things. I didn't think of him as someone who thought things through. He was just a big guy in a business where big guys just dominated. And in this particular case, it no longer. That's not how it happened anymore. He showed that he's seeing how the business things are run. He wants to make the company, not just the company, but the business itself better for the future performers. He wants to, and he realizes that he very well could lose his job because of this. But if he does lose his job for it, then he could make it very, very clear that it was a sacrifice not in vain. He wanted to do it because it makes things better for the future. And I am very impressed with how Ryback conducted this blog that he created.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think that Ryback is, he's proven he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for, and in a lot of ways, he does make a lot of valid points. And now, of course, there are some people that are commenting that just says, of course, people think Ryback's bitter because that he's terrible and no one has sympathy for him, and they're just saying, fuck him, get rid of him. But I bet if somebody like AJ Styles said this, they'd clamor for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And something that people don't think about. You really, really can't expect. It's like you said, the matches are predetermined. It's not fair even though it was something he had to agree to do.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing. If wrestling was not predetermined and you were going out there and legitimately getting your ass kicked every night, then you shouldn't make a lot of money. But in this case, yeah, and it is an advantage because especially when you get that extra perk, because if you're the good guy, your merchandise 9 times out of 10 is flying off the streets. But in that case, you know, almost every wrestler has merchandise. If someone really likes you, they're going to buy your shirt. But I do agree that I don't know if the talent should necessarily be paid equally, but you definitely should be paid at least close to it.
Yeah. What it's going to come down to is if you are drawing people in, then you should be paid. You should be paid. If you're a good bad guy and you're losing to the good guy for the title, but the reason that match got the draw that it did is because you sat there and you were the person he was going against. It shouldn't matter that you lost because, like we said, you don't lose legitimately. You lose because that's how it was written. That's how the story was written. Yeah,
it was determined that you were going to – that you lost because you were being told before you go out there you're going to lose. It has nothing to do with your lack of talent. Your job was to go out there and lose. So if you get paid less for losing, there's no logic there.
Yeah, let's be honest here, okay? Let's say Kalisto got into a real fight with Ryback. If Kalisto jumped up and tried to strike Ryback, and Ryback got his hands on him, there wouldn't be much left to Kalisto.
Yeah. I still think it's bullshit that Ryback has not taken the U.S. title from Kalisto. The fact that he's still the U.S. champion to me is fucking mind-boggling, especially when I can't blame Ryback for being pissed off because every time it looks like they're going to give him this massive push, they fucking destroy it. I'd be pissed off too.
Yeah, well, I've said before, I'll say it again. I love Kalisto as the United States champion. I do. But if they're not gonna hype the run, first off, then it's not a brilliant move.
No.
If they're not gonna hype the run. But they need to, and they can make it a very good thing for both of them if they should have a more drawn-out feud. Have Ryback take the title, and then Kalisto fight his way back to earn another shot at it. It would make it mean so much more to have two people seriously feuding over it.
Yeah, and that's not what. And lately, that hasn't been what we're seeing. And now they're trying to sell us on a Kalisto-Rusev feud, which I'm completely not sold on.
Well, I still stand by what I've always said. I don't like Rusev on the microphone, but Rusev definitely puts on a hell of a fight in that ring, especially for someone his size.
Yeah, I've never denied his skill. I just don't see. I just feel like I watched his first run with the U.S. title, and it damn near bored me to tears. So I shudder to think what would happen if he became a 2-time U.S. champion. I know I wouldn't enjoy it. That's just me. And but yeah, obviously Ryback's making a lot of good points. Time will tell if he does get re-signed by WWE, but obviously that would mean the pay scale would have to change, or they'd have to get rid of him. So we'll see how WWE feels about this, depending on the return of Ryback. And on that note, we're going to move on to the next article. This is another one that Desmond sent me that completely blew my mind. Now, this one is Stephanie McMahon China will be in the Hall of Fame, ... at some point. Fear not, wrestling fans. Pro Wrestling Legends China will be in WWE Hall of Fame. So says WWE honcho Stephanie McMahon, who tells TMZ Sports it's only a matter of time. After China passed away last month, McMahon called her a pioneer in our industry, and fans want to know when she'll be enshrined among the greatest in her sports. And I actually have the clip of Stephanie McMahon with TMZ, so here's how that conversation unfolded.
Shaq loved his appearance. He loved being in the WWE. He was amazing. Will we see Shaq delivering again? He was great.
I think it's possible in WWE. It's certainly a huge surprise, at WrestleMania, and we're going to stay tuned.
Who was the best celebrity candidate? Like, who's the best celebrity candidate that you saw in the WWE?
All the celebrity cameos are pretty cool in their own right because they really do integrate. I have to say one of my favorites most recently would be Jon Stewart.
He was great.
He's just so cool. And then he also hosted the USO Metro Awards dinner, and I'm a member of the board for USO Metro, and it was really cool just to hear him talk about military service and giving back and still being so funny as a host.
For sure.
It's awesome.
And Donald Trump is part of the WWE Hall of Fame.
Donald Trump is part of WWE.
And wrestling is a full audience, has a full audience. Did you think that was the wrestling audience?
Did you hear that guy?
Yeah. But don't you think wrestling audience might really come out, support Donald, since he's going to really support the WWE and wrestling and stuff?
Very possible.
Very possible. And obviously, I know you, I know you speak about China. Will we see China? The WWE Universe wants to know, will we see China in the Hall of Fame over the years?
I'm sure that we will see China in the Hall of Fame at some point in the future. I'm not sure exactly what year that will be, but there's no denying her contribution to WWE.
And one last thing. Who won fights when you were a kid? You or your brother Shane?
Depended on the fight.
I love it.
He was always physically bigger and stronger, so I had to be smart.
I love it. Just Shane, as always. Thank you so much.
All right, so according to the critics, according to Stephanie McMahon herself, she says at some point in the future, China will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think at points, because she's no longer there to feud with Triple H. Triple H can't put her down, and Stephanie is definitely. Especially with her passing now, there eventually has to be in the hall.
Yeah, and the thing is, unfortunately that's the sad aspect of certain wrestlers that pass away. It's like when they're like certain people that when they're still alive, they can't seem to bury the hatchet or make peace or really handle any issues or problems. They have to wait till the person's actually dead before they'll consider putting them in the Hall of Fame. That way they can respect the legacy without having to deal with the person. And for some reason, Desmond's call just dropped. So we'll wait till he calls back in. Oh, there he is. All righty. Take the call. Hi, welcome back.
All right, what exactly did you hear before the phone went off?
Nothing. You said something. I couldn't make out what it was, and then I assumed it was something about Stephanie, so I responded by saying that they care more about that it's easier to put somebody in the Hall of Fame after they pass away, because that way they can focus on the legacy rather than the person. And then that's when I looked over and saw that you were off the air. So feel free to restate.
Yeah, I was gonna say Stephanie definitely was trying to smooth over her husband's words and the stuff that he said about China. And she didn't come out and say that, but let's be honest, when somebody passes away and they've had a bad history personally between each other, they had to go some route of making them making it okay. And I think she did a very good job of it. And China definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Nobody's arguing that, and even Stephanie's not arguing that. So, like, she might not have liked her personally, but it does not change the fact that she definitely deserved to be where she to be there.
Yeah, I mean that's something that every wrestling fan has been saying. Everybody was. It was the big campaign that China was going on up until her passing. Was that she was trying to get into the Hall of Fame. She wanted to make peace with Triple H and the WWE. She wanted closure on the whole thing, and sadly, she never got it. And some of it is Triple H and Stephanie's fault. Some of it is China's own doing. There are certain cases where she is at fault. I'm not, and you can't deny that either. But still, the legacy that she has, she does deserve the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, her passing away is going to make it a lot easier for the WWE to put her in the Hall of Fame. The only question is, who would accept the award on her behalf? I don't know who her next of kin is.
I don't either. That's a very interesting question. You've also got to consider that that it's not even just who would accept it, but who would induct her, because I can't see Triple H or X-Pac being okay with inducting her.
I think X-Pac maybe, or what they might do is I already know. Honestly, if I looked at China's legacy, I can only imagine a couple people being okay with inducting her. Like, naturally, the first person you'd want to go to is Triple H. He would be the first pick, but he might not be comfortable with it. X-Pac would be another. Shawn Michaels would probably do. I think Shawn Michaels would probably be the one to do it. And we know Vince. The only other option would be Vince Russo, but he's not welcome in WWE. So there's a lot of picks and a lot of routes they can go.
The only person who I would think who she kind of really left good terms with in WWE passed away years ago, and that would have been Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. So Eddie would be the option, but he's passed away too. So that's why I'm saying I would probably go with Shawn Michaels. I think would probably be the pick. Or Triple H would probably swallow his pride and induct her. He would probably – I think Triple H would – even though there would be a lot of – I think Triple H would find a way to – or he would be professional enough, I will say, to swallow his pride and give China the proper induction. I think Triple H is professional enough to do that. I think he could get out of his own way to do that because he got out of his own way to get Warrior in. So I don't see how he can't get.
If he did induct her, he would have to admit he was wrong in the induction speech. They admit that they had personal problems in the past, and that he would have to admit that he was wrong. And can you see him swallowing his pride and lowering and breaking his ego to do that?
I think Triple H in the business world is at a point where I think he could. Just because I think Triple H is, now that he's in a company role and he's in a company position and he understands that corporate world better now, I think that's why. If Triple H wasn't a COO, if he was still a wrestler, if he still had the ego of a professional wrestler and didn't have a corporate mindset, then no, I don't think he could do it. But I think Triple H is enough of a businessman that he can do that. I think Triple H, from a business standpoint, could pull that off. And on that note, speaking of Vince, Triple H, and everybody, I found an interesting article up here that I want to talk about real quick. We're going to segue into this. It's just a random one out of the blue. How much is WWE paying Shane McMahon, Vince, Triple H, and others? Interesting fine. WWE released their notice of annual meeting of stockholders and proxy statement on last Wednesday, showing how much Shane McMahon is being paid for his return to the company. Shane, who was a former executive officer and performer of the company, reportedly had yet to sign a deal, but is expected to be paid in excess of $120,000 for his services. His exact services and earnings will be disclosed in next year's proxy statement. The report also detailed how much the company's top executives were paid in 2015. Vince McMahon made $3.3 million. Michelle Wilson, who's the chief revenue and marketing officer, was $4.5 million. George Barrios, the chief strategy and financial officer, made $4.5 million. Paul Levesque, Triple H, was making $3.1 million. And Kevin Dunn, executive producer and chief global television production, is making $4.7 million. Stephanie McMahon's earnings were not listed.
So, well, that's a lot of money.
Yep. It's definitely a lot of money, and it seems that, you know, these guys are making tons of cash. Yeah, they're getting paid a lot, apparently, and it seems that Kevin Dunn is getting paid the most out of all of them.
Well, that's understandable if you really think about it. Without him, they'd have to find someone else to put on a decent storyline.
Yeah.
Actually, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good idea. I would not keep him anywhere near. But also, wait a minute. I do see though that we have a caller on the line. So before we move on to any other articles, we're gonna take this call, see what's on the person's mind, and hello, you're on the BOOCHCAST.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, the executive producer and chief global television production for the WWE, Kevin Dunn, is on the line. Kevin Dunn, welcome back to the show. It's been a while.
Thanks for having me. I want to thank you guys so much for keeping me on. Desmond, I hope you take those remarks back. You are ruining my pride. I am making way too much money over here. And rightfully so. I mean, I made this company to what it is. Not this Kenny McMahon or that freaking Neanderthal Triple H. That's why I get paid more than a big muscle-bound, stupid, hairy guy.
Shane McMahon made the company where it is right now because, you know, until he showed up, the product was stale and boring and just, well, sucked.
But you still watched it, didn't you? You still watched it, and I produced it. Tag along, sucker. Here's a hook.
Yeah, but I'm also the same person. You're talking to the same person who still watches freaking TNA despite its failing. Yeah.
Oh, you probably watch Gilmore Girls too. I don't give a shit though. I make millions of dollars when you do play a fucking guitar on the weekend. Who gives a shit?
Certainly my fans.
All 12 of your fans. You understand? Yeah. I think that's Kevin more than you freaking Dunn. Well, Kevin freaking Dunn. I don't need friends. Who needs friends? Who needs friends when you got Benjamins laying in bed? I roll around in it every fucking night, spitting out watermelon seeds and having Ryback tell you bedtime stories. It's fucking amazing. Something you could never say in your whole lifetime.
Well, speaking of Ryback, you were talking about the bedtime stories, Kevin Dunn. Are you familiar with the fact that Ryback has been taken off TV and dealing? We were talking earlier about the contract dispute between him and the WWE. Have you been speaking on Ryback's behalf? Is he still able to tell you the bedtime stories and check under your bed for the monsters now that he's no longer at programming?
Don't forget the butterfly kisses. Don't forget the butterfly
I'm so sorry. I forgot the butterfly kisses. Is Ryback still able to do those things for you despite the fact that he's in a contract dispute?
Well, that's the thing. It really didn't come to a contract dispute. I kind of made that contract. I kind of want to let him go because he's not. I mean, for some reason, he's not coming over. He didn't want to go into bed for monsters anymore. And his son of a bitch, I told him to bring me bedtime stories. He read me some kind of shitty book called The Secret. What an asshole! I mean, what the fuck? Fuck that guy.
He read you The Secret? I guess it wasn't a good book.
Listen, I'm trying to go to sleep. I try to learn things about my, about how I'm supposed to make myself happy. I sleep in a bed full of Benjamins. You understand? Like, nothing brings me more happiness than bringing this fucking amazing TV show. Not wrestling,
but it's amazing TV shows with quality programming. It took me years to make people think that this show is actually a TV show. I sleep in millions and millions of dollars. I mean, you guys will never understand. Vinny, Bucci, what do? You work at some kind of convenience store or something? Vinny, what's the other guy? Desmond guy? He plays his guitar in a fucking Subway for fucking change. I mean, what the hell? Fuck you guys. I'm the man. I'm the one who makes the millions of dollars while you guys sit back and do what? You guys worship the product that I pimp out every freaking week. And you can thank me later. I ain't going anywhere.
All right. Well, obviously you're not going anywhere. You got paid you're making $4.7 million. I mean, how are you making more money than the chairman of the board?
Well, you remember that one time he had the XFL thing, whatever? Well, let's just kind of say I bailed him out, and for a higher percentage, I'm making more money than him. It's a little handshake kind of deal we had going on, and yeah, I said, yeah, you might be the chairman, but on paper, I want to look like I'm making more money. And, you think that Vince isn't making a lot more money than he is. He's making a lot more money, but it's not exactly on the books. So, on paper, it looks like I make more. And because I do. I am freaking Kevin freaking done. The watermelon spitting asshole that everybody fucking loves so much.
Okay, well, obviously, speaking of this, I noticed that recently there's another thing we wanted to talk about. I'll get in this article while we still got you here, Kevin. In addition to a lot of, in addition to the Ryback being disputed, I also realized that a lot of that $4.7 million can come from the fact that WWE has released 8 superstars have been released from WWE. I believe this past Friday, we announced that we lost Hornswoggle, Alex Riley, Cameron, Zeb Coulter, El Torito, Santino Marella, Wade Barrett, and the most shocking of them all, Damian Sandow. Now, Kevin, can you please give us some insight as to why these superstars were released?
Sure. I can sum it up in one word, and it goes for all 8 of those bastards. Fucking bums. Hornswoggle, bum. Torito, bum. Alex Riley, bum. Cameron, bum. I mean, they're all fucking bums. I mean, they weren't nothing. And you might be surprised about the whole Damian Sandow thing. People like them, but motherfucker, you like whoever I tell you to like. If someone gets himself over, they'll get fucking fired. And the people you want to cheer for, you're supposed to cheer for, I give them the world fucking heavyweight title. Take that to the bank.
So the people we don't like become world champion.
Oh, that's right. I know some people have their love-hate affair with this Roman Reigns guy, but I love the guy. Look at him. He's jacked-packed. He's awesome. His hair is flawless. I mean, maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know, but he's amazing. Well,
then I guess you and Desmond can finally agree on something because Desmond's a Roman Reigns fan, as am I. So I think on a rare occasion, the 3 of us actually agree on something.
Hey! Listen, I didn't make the sun. I didn't make the cloudy day. I didn't make the rain clouds. I just hold the best umbrella. Okay, I come up with some great ideas. Lesnar, going over Undertaker, my idea. The Miz winning a championship, my idea. I mean, the whole debacle with Shane losing on WrestleMania and coming back the next day, my idea. I mean, I'm just saying all these great ideas are coming from this little noggin right here.
Why would you find it logical for Shane McMahon to lose when he was going to run Monday Night Raw in the first place?
Vinny, is there any fucking logic to anything we're doing in fucking wrestling? It's fucking make-believe. It's the greatest show in the world. We tell you why it's happening. We tell you what's going on. And you guys fucking hook, line, and sinker every fucking time. You guys are all fucking zombie morons out there. And you guys keep pumping money to my foundation. It's my WWE, not business, not fucking little shitty old Max fucking doing this little fucking dance all around. That place is mine. Not even that fucking Neanderthal who fucking tries to pretend he runs the place. Triple H, he ain't shit. I'm the man who runs the fucking show. I'm the fucking man. And there ain't nothing gonna change that. Shane McMahon, he's a pebble. I'm a fucking granite rock. He's a step over me. He's never gonna do shit for as long as I fucking live.
Okay, Desmond, you have anything to add to this?
Get fired. Why don't do yourself a favor, go take some heroin, slice your fucking wrist or something, and make yourself famous, okay? Because the way you're playing a fucking cover song ain't getting you anywhere, you know? You and your shitty fucking music, you and your, I want to go back home. I mean, what the fuck? What kind of music are you playing, man? Like, why don't you play something cool, like, I don't know, Black Eyed Peas or something? Fuck you. And Nickelback. You know, it's funny. Both those bands are better than you are.
Oh!
Yeah, I think more money than both those bands put together. It's called dunning, kid. It's dunning. I make more money in 1 year than you ever seen in a lifetime, kid. Oh, wait, but at least I have my dignity. Oh, dunning. You may make more money than you're not doing a lifetime, but there's a big difference here. I have my dignity. Oh, fuck dignity. I'd rather have no dignity than have millions of dollars and sit around and wobble around fucking playing guitars and fucking Subways for $5.
Wow, somebody sounds very, very angry. And Kevin, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Dunn is really on top of his game today. And of course, Kevin. So Kevin, in addition to a lot of other things that have been going on, despite the fact that you've got $4.7 million in the bank, we've had the release of so many superstars, and I've been hearing rumors that there's going to be some more superstars potentially getting more WWE releases are to be expected later at the end of this month. Can you give us any insight as to who may or may not have a job at the end of this month?
I can tell you this right now. It's people I secretly kind of plan to kind of get away. Some people you haven't heard in a long time. You might have some couple surprises. You don't know. I mean, I know because I write a fucking show. I know who I want on there, who I don't want on there. Let's just say you're going to have two. It's kind of like, meh. And one's going to be like, oh, what? And then you can think to yourself, Dunning.
Yes, Dunning. All I know is this. When Damian Sandow was let go, I knew Dunning was the first thing that came to mind because it was weird because that's the only release that has really upset or disappointed anybody. Everybody else seems to be...
You cannot get yourself over my fucking watch. The guy, okay, listen, I'll give it to the guy. Every time he did something, the crowd fucking loved it. I understand that. I mean, everybody fucking understands that, okay? We understand what the fuck's going on when it comes to this shit, but you can't get yourself over as Zack Ryder. Ask him over and over again. What happened? Nothing.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin, that I'm trying to figure out here. How do you say that Sandow got himself over when it was you guys and the WWE that you put him in these ridiculous costumes? You had him just up as Abraham Lincoln, as Bret the Hitman Hart. He did all these insane, goofy things. And the crowd loved them. Then they decided to put him in as a stunt double for The Miz. And the thing took off. So how did he get himself over when he took what you were giving him and made it gold? So how did he get him, define how he got himself over?
Simply, I want you to get really close to your microphone. I want you to put your earplugs in and get really close to the microphone. I want you to hear this.
I'm listening.
And tune in really, really closely. Closer. Closer.
I'm listening.
Fuck the fans.
Okay.
Fuck the fans. You guys don't know anything. You guys don't know shit. You guys are never going to fire me. I am literally the man in charge of WWE, and I'm never, ever going to leave my post. Even when Shane Dutton comes and goes, he'll be gone. Stephanie, her kids, and everything else, I'm going to outblast every motherfucking one of them.
Okay. That's interesting words to live by. Doesn't quite answer my question, but okay. I guess that's.
I'm glad you see it my way. I'm glad you see it my way finally, because I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to comply to your question about Damien Sandow and why he was released. Look at the guy. He was a fucking bomb. We gave him a bunch of great gimmicks, and he got himself over just a little bit, but he wasn't quite what we're looking for. He wasn't a John Cena. He wasn't Roman Reigns. He was just fucking there. He was lucky to be there for many years.
Okay. Okay. Well. That explains why Damien Sandow was let go, but can you explain why everybody else got let go? Because we established that Hornswoggle and Alex Riley and El Torito were bums, but well, obviously Wade Barrett's contract was coming to an end, I'm assuming, because I assume he got let go because they were just not you guys decided not to wait for his contract to expire. But why? I think Santino was the neck injury, right? He hadn't fully healed.
He just wasn't funny anymore. He used to come over my house and play with puppets all the time, and he stopped doing it after a while. He thought he was too big to do hand puppets in my bedroom. Fuck that guy.
Okay, wait, hand puppets? I didn't know you were a fan of puppetry.
Oh, I have puppet age in my house right now. It's freaking hilarious. I always beat him up all the time with a little club, a little Kevin Dunn, little puppet beating up Triple H. It's pretty amazing. I do my little hardcore matches, and I mean, I don't play with wrestling stuff. I mean, there's no puppets in my house. Never mind.
Okay, so Kevin Dunn has no puppets. All right.
You should see the Stephanie one I have. It has a hole in the puppet. It's amazing.
Whoa, dude! Like that's pretty personal to bring up. Aren't you worried Triple H or Stephanie's gonna find out about this?
Seconds.
No, because in my little puppet world, I beat up Triple H every time and take the princess home to my castle, which is full of money.
Okay, so are you the dragon that like slays the king, or is this some kind of Game of Thrones thing you're doing in your house?
It's not exactly Game of Thrones as opposed to just me living on a fantasy where I take Stephanie home and making her my bitch and having Triple H watch tied up. It's
60
not a
seconds.
fantasy, it's reality. So it's reality in my head. So you can take it any way you want.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again we have entered the mind of the one and only Kevin Dunn, and just when we thought Kevin Dunn couldn't get crazier, here he is.
I just want to say this year is going to be amazing for wrestling fans, and this year might be the worst year of wrestling. Mark my words. I'm not going anywhere, and it's going to get shittier from now on.
Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind, Kevin, especially tonight when we tune into Monday Night Raw, as we are, I believe, we are 2 weeks away from Extreme Rules, which will be taking place on the 22nd of May. Kevin, do you have, before you wrap up, do you have any other? Can you give us any insight as to what you may have planned for Extreme Rules this Sunday?
Yeah, I figured that I was going to tweak out the matches. Instead of having steel chairs, I use foam chairs. And instead of kennel sticks, there'll be foam sticks. You know, I like to get really squeamish when I see blood. That's not going to happen anymore. So we're using everything's foam, no blood. You know how I feel about blood. Nothing extreme, no jumping up the high ropes. It's pretty much going to sit there and thumb wrestle each other for about 2 or 3. It'll be amazing.
Okay, well, that definitely sounds like an Extreme Rules show, especially in
it is extreme.
Yeah, in a PG environment.
It's extreme.
Okay, whatever you say, Kevin. It's extreme. I hear you, man.
Okay, well, listen. I know you guys are pressed for time. Desmond, seriously, just give it up, dude. Just give it up. Don't play guitar anymore. Go to college, learn like a trade or something, or learn how to fucking type or something. Give up the guitar. That's a pipe dream. No one lives in dreams anymore, kid. This ain't the 80s. Trust me, I lived through it. I was there. I was working for WWE. Desmond, just give it up. Never do anything with your life and just be a bum. All right, kid?
I see.
My hairy white ass. If I was there, I'd kiss it. I'd wipe my mouth with a $100 bill before I did it, because you never know what it feels like.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that was the executive producer and chief global television producer of the WWE, Kevin Dunn, the man who is currently making $4.7 million more than anybody else in corporate. Kevin, as always, we're entertained by your call, and we hope in the future you'll call back in and we'll chat with you again.
Probably not. Your show sucks too. Don't worry. I'll call back again and give you shit. I might even give you some pointers how to make your show a little bit better. Maybe some puppet shit. I don't know. We'll figure out later on. Anyways, done. I am out.
All right. See ya. And wow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Kevin Dunn. All right. Well, I do see we have another call on the line. Before we get to that call, Desmond, real quick, before we get to the next call, share us your thoughts on the WWE releasing Hornswoggle, Alex Riley, Cameron, Zeb Coulter, El Torito, Santino Marella, Wade Barrett, and Damian Sandow.
They got rid of my leprechaun. The leprechaun is gone.
I know, that's so not fair.
I kept hoping he'd come back holding up the Cruiserweight Championship.
I hope so. He was the last guy he's the last guy to hold it, so I hope they remember to at least take it from him before they fired him.
I'm assuming they could find him. I mean, doesn't he live under the ring? I mean, how do you fire someone who literally lives under your biggest piece of furniture?
That's a very good question. I've often wondered that myself. And of course, there's a lot of other releases. Do you have any thoughts on the other stars that were released?
Yeah. Damian Sandow was a letdown, but honestly, it's like Cameron. I was like, about time. Now it's Naomi's turn.
Well, I think she's out with an injury right now, so it'll be a while before she comes back. I don't know if she's going to get released or not, but time will tell from that. Excuse me. And I do see we have a call on the line who has been waiting patiently. So with the time we got left in the show, we'll take this call, see what's on the person's mind. And hello, you're on the BOOCHCAST.
Hey, Mr. Booch, really? It's Gator.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Gator Ricky Ross is here. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. I got to say something about that Kevin Dunn fella, though. I'm going to say something that every wrestling fan has been wanting to say for years. Kevin Dunn, you spawned from hell. You spawned from Satan. Go back to hell. Go back to the power of Gator compels you. The power of Gator compels you.
Preach, brother, preach.
Take your ass back to hell, damn it. Talking about how extreme rules. His idea of extreme rules sounds extremely crappy.
Well, there have been times in the past where there have been crappy stipulations.
Yeah, well, he was sitting there talking about how, he makes more money than all of us. You know what? I get more pussy than you, Kevin. Fuck you. Hell, Mr. Booch really probably gets more pussy than you.
Oh, I definitely do.
I mean, come on, with the way he pulled that bra off that there fella, I mean, you can tell Mr. Booch really gets pussy.
It is an acquired skill most people don't have.
Hey, I just get the scissors. That's all I do. I take the scissors and just and I'm just like a cat with a ball of yarn, just sitting there, just pop, 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 pop. I had to say that though, because y'all had that Kevin Dunn fella on here, and I had to speak for the regular wrestling fan and the indie guys. I got to say it, Kevin Dunn, fuck you.
Oh, trust me, we say it all the time, and that's why he started calling in.
Next time, let me have him. Let's give him to me. I'll eat his ass up, spit him back out, eat his ass up again, shit him back out.
Absolutely. if Kevin Dunn's on the line and we see you pop and we see your number pop up, we'll definitely take the call and let you go off on Kevin.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be singing when I hit the damn bathroom and get his ass out after done. Flop. Let me have Mr. Bucci. Next time, give me Mr. Dunn. I'm gonna make him into a dum dum, like the old, the sucker, the dum dum sucker.
Oh yes, I remember.
Dun dun dum dum.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I get his ass.
He deserves an ass kicking. I know that.
Oh, let me do it, please, Mr. Booch. Let me do it.
Oh, absolutely. I can't risk it. I can't risk any injuries to my ligaments before the next round.
Well, I got a torn. Found out the other day when I went to the doctor. I got a torn tendon in my left hand and wrist, but that's all right. I'm right-handed, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you can still take him out with the other one.
I only need one hand. He's a pussy anyway. Somebody going home and playing with puppets. We know what he's doing with his stock. We know what he's doing. His mama, he probably still live with his mama. He probably does. He probably still lives with his mama, and the reason he called in to your show because he was upset because mama didn't cut the crust off of his peanut jelly sandwich for lunch, and he just had to get up here and talk shit.
Well, knowing Kevin Dunn, that probably is the reason he's upset.
Mama didn't birth him before he left to go to work.
Nope. He's been holding it in all day.
Yeah, he's been holding that shit in, and then he had to let it go. See? You know what's sad? You know what's sad to me? When the only contact from a woman you ever get is your mother, then that's when you know you ain't made it. You're still in the shit house.
Absolutely. And knowing him, he probably with that with that 4.7 million, he would have been able to finally move out of there. But I think he moved out of the house, but missed her so much, she moved him into his place.
He lives in the damn basement. We know he lives in Mama's basement all down there every week playing 2K16 because he knows that's the only way Vince is going to allow him to actually book anything.
And he probably gets annoyed that it's only wrestling matches he can do.
Yeah. See, I know what Kevin does. He sits down there and plays 2K16. His mama shouts from upstairs, Kevin, your pizza rolls are done, baby. Come up here and get your pizza roll. And then Kevin probably comes up there and gets the pizza roll, gives his mama a kiss, and then probably screws her in the asshole, and then lets her go back down, sit back down, and back in the basement trying to figure out how to book the next show via randomizer on the damn 2K16.
Wow. Well, that's definitely a good story, although I will admit, if his mom makes pizza rolls, that definitely has my attention because I like pizza rolls myself. So I can't blame him if he.
Pizza roll. His mom, learn to make your own damn pizza rolls. You're 50-something years old. Learn to make your own damn pizza rolls.
Hell, they're in one box. You just heat them up. They're easy to cook.
Shit, you just put them in the microwave, press the reheat button. I mean, it ain't hard. You ain't got to be the head cashier at Walmart to figure that shit out. You ain't got to be a damn rocket scientist. Everybody knows this.
Although
this is common knowledge. How to work a microwave 101. Walk up to it, press the button, look for the button that says reheat, and then hit the start button. But we all know Kevin Dunn can't read, so he's got to sit there and try to figure out what everything says by using some sort of Morse code or something because he can't read. That's why he works for the WWE, and that's why he fucked everything up so darn far. Is because he can't read, he can't write, You can't cipher nothing. You can't figure nothing out. I'm telling you, Kevin Dunn, if you're listening, come at me. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. The Gator guy, just come at me, bro. I'm ghetto as hell.
Ghetto where?
I tell you right now,
I tell you right now, you ain't from no ghetto I ever heard, just the accent. Oh yeah, I'm ghetto as hell. Well, from where? Downtown Mississippi.
That wasn't funny. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Mr. Bucci really though, I mean, complete total seriousness. Give me that Kevin Dunn fella. I'll kick his ass.
All right. Well, I don't know where he lives. I just know that he calls in. So my guess is he lives somewhere in Connecticut.
So I don't care if it is in Connecticut, New Hampshire, wherever. I'll find his ass and I'll come kick him.
All right. The first place I would tell you to look is WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. He'll probably be there.
Oh, I'll be there. Mr. Dunn, whatever the fuck your name is. Look, you done awoke the sleeping beast, alright? You done awoke the sleeping 12-foot alligator. Don't make me come over there. I'll do it like I did to them kids that I told not to tell nobody, that I told them to say fuck you. I'll come over there and beat up assholes in front of you. I'll kick down your damn manure. Then I'll take mama in the back room and give it to her good better than you could have ever done. So stop fronting.
Okay.
Come at me, bro.
All right. That's right. You're hearing it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Gator Ricky Ross is challenging Kevin Dunn.
Look, Mr. Dunn. Hey, Mr. Bucci, we need to have a wrestling trivia or something up here, and let me go up against Mr. Dunn and see how that. I think that'd be good.
I think so too. I might actually put that in the works. I'll see if I can reach out to Kevin Dunn and see if he wishes to accept your trivia challenge. We'll probably book that for him.
Instead of Battle of the Wits, we're gonna call it Battle of the Shit.
Battle of the Shits. That'll work. I'll see if I can set that up for Friday. It'll either be Friday or next Monday. But I'll see if I can make that happen.
All right, we need to do something because Mr. Bucci, I'm pissed off, and this fool. Give him to me, Mr. Bucci, because I'll make him go back, cry back to mama, and wish mama was one to hold him. Now I'm gonna be the one to hold mama when I'm done, son. I'm gonna kick his ass, Mr. Bucci. This may be too graphic for radio.
Well, if it becomes too graphic for the BOOCHCAST, then that's something graphic because anybody who's listening to the show, there has been very very little to no topics have been off limits since the show started. I mean, we've had some crazy moments on this show, so a battle of the shits between you guys would definitely be something I would try to make happen.
I'm telling you, give me Mr. Dunn, because I will make him Dunn. Stick a fork in him, and he's going to be done when I'm done whipping his ass out.
All right. I don't know. What do you think, Desmond? Should we put together a battle of the shits between Gator and Kevin Dunn? Should we put together Gator Ricky Ross is challenging Kevin Dunn to a wrestling trivia competition. It's called the Battle of the Shits instead of the Battle of the Wits. So, do you think that's something we should put together?
I think it'd be quite entertaining.
All right, so we might set that up. I don't know if it's going to be Friday. You know what? In that case, I'll probably do it. We'll probably set it up for next Monday is what we'll probably do. We'll probably have Gator versus Kevin. That way, Des and I can we'll both moderate, and we'll both come up with, like, Desmond will come up with a bunch of questions. I'll come up with a couple questions.
No moderation.
Huh?
There ain't gonna be no moderation. We're gonna have to have some officiating. We don't need 2 referees for this battle of the shit, because once I get done whipping his ass, y'all gotta carry him up out of here, because I don't know if he's gonna be able to move.
All right. I know. I got you. That's why there's going to be 2 referees, myself and Desmond. And Desmond has experience refereeing, so he'll definitely know what to do. Maybe he might be able to coach me on how to get it done. So done. And we'll see if we can make this happen.
Yeah, we need to make this happen. We need to make this happen, because he done pissed me off. And I'm going to tell you, as a man of honor, as a redneck, I got to defend my honor. And if you done piss me off, I got to defend my honor. So I'm slapping him with the white glove. So he better come back and slap me back. I'm going to whip his ass with my good foot.
Oh, no, the good foot, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Gator's pulling out the good foot. So this is going to be a hell of a slobber knocker.
I'm gonna take my foot, stick it up his ass, pull it out, stand it up real nice, and I'm gonna stick it back up his candy ass.
Oh.
If you smell what the guy's cooking.
Oh, I'm smelling what the Gator's cooking, and this is one hell of a stew he's got brewing right now.
I'm telling you, Mr. Done. You need to be afraid, because I'm going to beat your ass.
KK, we got.
I just want to say, you stopped at 2. I was going to say, it's a good thing you stopped at 2 Ks there. That's when we had a whole problem. We had a whole PR problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
if that 3rd K had popped up, we would have had to send out a public service announcement or something. I'd be a little nervous.
Okay, public service announcement. The things said by Mr. Lorenzo and Mr. Bucci do not reflect the opinions and ideas of Gator, Ricky, and Ross. I do not condone them. If they ain't right, they ain't right. And I'll tell you straight up, they ain't right. I do not condone them in the public service announcement.
Thank you, Gator. We appreciate that. Glad we got the legal team off our backs.
Yeah. Well, I'm a lawyer. You didn't know that I'm Gator Law and Order.
No, I didn't. This is news to me. I didn't know you were an attorney at law.
Oh yeah, I'm Gator Attorney at Law. I work for the firm Dewey Peterman House.
I think I've heard of that firm. They and now I think about it, they are based out of Virginia, so that makes a lot of sense. Have you had any high profile cases?
Yeah, I had some high-profile cases. I was the fella that defended O.J. Simpson.
Really?
Yeah, I defended O.J. Simpson. That's the reason why he got off. See, I'm a good lawyer. I went in there and I showed the judge my titties, and then we got him off.
So, was this a joint thing you did with Johnny Cochran, or was this before Johnny, or how did this happen?
No. Mr. Cockero, he was my legal advisor. See, he told me what to do, and I went in there being the juggalo I am, the gigolo, I'm not being the hoe I am. And I went in there and I showed the judge my titties, and we got OJ off. So I got a nice set of titties.
Wow, that's quite a story.
All I've got to say is, if OJ would have got that, if that woman would have got OJ off, there wouldn't have been no case. That's fucked up.
Whoa.
Hey, but my other job that a lot of people don't know that I do is I'm also an ordained minister. I am the Reverend Gator Ricky Ross.
Oh, awesome. So, I didn't know you were an ordained minister.
Oh, I am. I perform weddings. I will do your wedding for $30
and a pitcher of tea.
$30. Wait, $30 and what?
$30 and a pitcher of tea, or if you don't want to pay $30 and a pitcher of tea, a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Okay. $30, a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon, and a picture of some tea. Wow. Okay. I'll keep that in mind if I ever. Huh?
You hear me, Gator? I can't hear Mr. Lorenzo.
I said, would you take a quart of white lightning?
Oh, that works. I'm down with that. What, you need me to hit you? You need to get hit.
I think I know somebody in mind. We'll talk later.
All right, bring them to the phone. I'll do it right here on the BOOCHCAST. Yeah, this because we've been gathered here today to bring this here feller and this here lady feller together in holy matrimony. Before we get started and Grandma and Grandpa bring in the shotgun, we need to go ahead and commence with the thing where I ask y'all think they shouldn't be married, and one of y'all says no, and then we run your ass out with shotgun. So, does anybody think that these two folks shouldn't be married? Okay, good. We ain't got to run nobody out with a shotgun today. Okay. That's how I do it with.
That's awesome. He said, "Okay, this is the point. I love that. We run them off with a shotgun."
Well, that's what you do. I mean, because here's the thing: if Charlene's pregnant, then she don't need. Then somebody says, "No, we don't need to get married." That's when you run off the mother or the groom, because you got to get the money out of baby daddy. Everybody knows that. You got to get the money out of baby daddy.
Yep. Bride's parents always pay for the wedding.
Get as much money out of the baby daddy as you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, do you have somebody that runs them off with a shotgun? Is that part of the fee?
Yeah, my grandma Betty, and my uncle Jack, and my grandpa Jim, and I got some cousins too, Randy and Rodney and Twitch and Tweeter. We talk about Twitch and Tweeter. They hit you to hip, and they actually got a double barrel shotgun between the two of them, and they work together.
Cool. So it's a mob of people with shotguns.
Oh, when you book Gator Ricky Ross at your wedding, you also book my whole family, the Gator Army, as we like to call them. And the whole family comes, and we make sure that nobody gets in and nobody gets out. we put that shit on lockdown.
Well, obviously, once the bride and groom are married, they of course have to get out, because don't they like get in the car and they drive away and has the just married thing on the back of it?
No, they don't. No, they don't. You see, after the wedding, when we have the reception, me, cousin Jim, and Billy Ray, we all sit down and we drink all the Pabst Blue Ribbon, and then we go out there and tie the strings and put them on the end of somebody's Toyota Corolla. And then when they come out, instead of throwing rides, what we do is you get to walk through the arc of shotgun, and then right as they get ready to go. See, we got in some trouble last time we had a wedding because we were going to release White Dove, but half of my family thought it was dove season. So we released the White Doves, and about 15 of them hit the ground within 5 seconds of being released. Because, Grandma don't play. Dinner. So, but yeah, we have a good time. We got DJ Three Fingers in the hizzy. He goes in there and he DJs. That's my cousin who, I talked about him. He's the one that blows his fingers off when he blows himself up during the 4th of July.
Okay.
DJ Three Fingers. kind of sounds like Snagglepuss a little bit when he talks. So it's like things are funky on the boogie, you know. Hey, it's kind of funny.
I forgot all about Snagglepuss.
I ain't seen Snagglepuss in years, actually.
I don't even remember. Like, I've seen many classic cartoons like pop up on TV randomly, but never him. I don't know if he was. I don't know how good he was or how famous he got.
I think he died.
Oh, that's sad.
I think they killed Snagglepuss. I mean, it might be one of the members of my family that's responsible. He might have been at a wedding and they thought he was a bear. I don't know.
Could be. It's a possibility.
Well, like I said, with my family, we do a lot of different events, man. We also cater too. We do catering.
All right.
Yep, we do catering too. We do catering. Willie goes and hits a possum or 2 or 3 raccoons or whatever he can find in the ditch. And then we open up the car hood and cook it on top of the car hood. You know, the car engine, we turn the truck up, cook it on top of the truck engine. Because that's the best way to get possum the right consistency to get rid of that game taste.
I see.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Look, if you want to, I'm going to make a cookbook, and you can sell them on your website, www.mrboocherelly.com.
All right. Well, I don't have a website yet, but I've been in the process of working on it. But we'll definitely send us that cookbook. We'll put it up there.
Oh yeah, we'll get a cookbook. I'm working on some tinfoil hats for people because you never know when Donald Trump's saying everything about the aliens are coming. You want to be prepared, so I'm gonna sell tinfoil hats.
I don't know. Where do you stand on Donald Trump? Like, are you happy he got the nomination?
Oh hell yeah! You ain't?
Oh, I am. Desmond isn't. So I just figured we talked about it earlier, so I figured I'd bring it up since you brought up Donald Trump.
Now, I gotta say, I don't understand why so many rednecks are pro-Trump. Trump was
Wait, let me tell you why we're all pro-Trump.
Listen to me, boy. Let me finish, then you talk.
Oh, boy.
Now, Trump wants to build a wall. The wall is what killed Dale Earnhardt.
Okay, and yeah, a wall killed Dale Earnhardt. We ain't talking about a beloved man who drives race car. We're talking about killing a bunch of Mexicans. So if a wall killed Dale Earnhardt, why wouldn't you do the same thing? Because, you know, it's a very surmountable task. We're trying to kill Mexicans. I still think we should get a big-ass fence and put about 150,000 volts on it and French fry up some damn Mexicans and let's dip them in corn batter and then serve them over tortilla chips.
That's about to lose it. I'm gonna love this.
Any what's the term I'm looking for?
Tortilla chips.
No. Any sense I thought you may have had that's just gone now.
Oh, that's fine. I ain't got to explain nothing to you. I just got to explain to the folks at home. Folks at home, I'm telling you, if we get us a big-ass fence and put some electrocutionary in it, put some electrocutionary in it, and put about 15 million thousand volts in it, and we'll get a bunch of juice. I'm telling you, let me hook the car battery up to it. I think we'll be fine.
Oh, shit.
But once we get that going, when they try to come over the border, them little
I'm not endorsing any of this, by the way. I'm just laughing at how funny this is and how Desmond's about to snap.
They go,
I want to make that clear to anybody at YouTube that is tuning in. I do not support electrified fences. I just think this is hilarious. Desmond's about to
if we got the fingers off, dip them in batter, and
This is
then fry
going to
them
be great
again.
entertainment. Hell, for all I know, Gator could be kidding around.
With real fingers. She got quiet.
I'm like, damn. I'm mesmerized by this. I'm waiting to hear what Desmond's about to say.
I draw the line at cannibalism. I draw the line at cannibalism.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, he done did draw the line, but let me go back to Mr. Dun Dun. Mr. Dun Dun, stop being a scaredy pussy and come up here and face the gator like a real man. I'm calling your ass out, Bucci. We got to do this.
All right, I'm gonna put all my resources to work, and like I said, I'm gonna generate some questions. Desmond's gonna generate some questions, and we'll get together so we make sure we don't each have the exact same questions. And if Kevin Dunn will accept your challenge, we'll make this happen. It'll probably be next Monday. That way Desmond and I can both officiate it.
Well, his pussy ass probably won't accept, which means I'm probably going to win and be the champion of the Battle of the Shit. But, you know, that being said, Mr. Dun Dun, I'm calling your ass out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Dunn has been challenged to a Battle of the Shits. I'll get a hold of him, find out if he's going to accept the challenge, and we will let everyone know what's going to happen. Battle of the Shits. Kevin Dunn versus Gator Ricky Ross.
No, you didn't say it right, just like this. Gator Ricky Ross. You got to do it right. You got to get that Ross in there.
Now, did I do the rap? Did I do it at Ricky or Ross?
Ricky Ross.
All right. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it right. Yes. Gator Ricky Ross. Gator Ricky Ross. I'm going to get it right.
There you go, Mr. Bucci. Everybody give him claps. He done did it. Good job, Mr. Bucci.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
What Mr. Lorenzo say?
You said you give him a clap. I said I can't give him something I ain't got.
Oh. Well, we're talking about that class. Let me call my cousin Carol. I think we can get that set up. Hang on a minute. Carol!
Yeah.
Somebody wants to get tradition.
Hey, Desmond, sounds like you got yourself a Netflix and chill buddy.
No, we said this is for you. We're trying to get you to clap.
Wait, me? Why me? You're the one that says you can't give me something you don't have. This is a date for you, man. This ain't a date for me.
I don't want to get no fat man to clap. That ain't cool. Why you talking about that? Well, Mr. Booby really wanted to clap.
Wait, what? Me?
I don't know what to do. And I think Mr. Lorenzo wants to be your new boyfriend. You're a new boyfriend. All right, Mr. Lorenzo, I'm gonna send her your way in about 15 minutes. I need payment of $24.95. That's the www.youjustgotyourassscrewed.com.
Oh. Wow, and I thought Hillary Clinton owned that website. I didn't know that was still open.
No, Michael Lewinsky was up there. No, I'm sorry. That won't funny. I'm sorry. That won't funny.
That's all good. That's all good. You know,
that won't funny. I still think if Hillary is in office, I'm still trying to figure out how Monica Lewinsky is gonna swallow that. That's gonna be hard for her to swallow.
I didn't know Monica was a lesbian. I didn't know if she batted for both teams or not.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you switch hits, then you switch hits. You know, if you switch hits, then you switch hits. Do you, boo-boo?
Yeah. I'm just saying that is where they filmed The Descent. I don't think she wants to go there.
Exactly.
shit. Damn it, Cheryl, I didn't want the clap. Don't give it to me. Save that shit for Boochie Riley. Damn it. Grandma, she took her top off again. Oh, Lord. Put your holding things back up. Nobody won't see that. Sorry about that, Dad. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's all good, Gator. It's all good.
This is why I can't do nothing around my damn family.
Yeah, I know. Crazy stuff's bound to happen.
Girl in here stripping, trying to give somebody to clap.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
That ain't right. That ain't right. You know, it's funny though. It's my cousin, so I think I shouldn't have this feeling.
Crazier things can and have happened.
Yeah, well, that's Mr. Luigi. You know, Mr. Luigi. I mean, not Mr. Luigi. Mr. Lorenzo. I think he's cool with cousins, so I'm gonna send you my cousin. Again, $24.95, and you can have Cheryl for the weekend. Just send your information to www.youguyescrew.com. I'm telling you, if you want Cheryl for the weekend, folks, $24.95, and you better be able to pay for all the insurance money after she get your ass clapped.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure your health insurance is up to date before you call this number.
Yes, and make sure when we tell you to sign the waiver, you sign the waiver, because we ain't going no daggone farther if you don't sign the waiver. You got to sign the waiver. You get none of that there stuff you were talking about.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, a spider.
A spider?
Sorry, there was a spider. There's a spider. I don't do spider.
Oh, okay. You all right now?
Yeah, I'm all right. I don't do spiders.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Bucci, really?
Yes?
Mr. Bucci, really? Did you check out Theater Nation this weekend?
I haven't had a chance. No, I haven't. But it's because I've been doing Mother's Day stuff all weekend. But I'll be sure to check out Dead Air Nation either later today or tomorrow.
All right, well, let me know what you think about it. And Mr. Bucci, really, you're supposed to do Mother's Day stuff on Mother's Day, not the whole damn weekend.
Well, my mom.
Well,
if you knew my mother, you would understand why she wanted everything to be done the whole damn weekend. She doesn't want just one day. She wanted the whole weekend.
Well, I understand. Some mothers think it's all about them, and it ain't. My birthday was on Mother's Day. It was all about me.
Well, in that case, happy belated birthday, Gator.
Oh, it wasn't really my birthday. That's when I told the lady at the Mexican restaurant, "Lord, did you free cake?" Somebody's in the car.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one hell of an interesting show today here on the BOOCHCAST, and we're about to wrap this thing up because
Mr. Dun, I'm still calling your ass out.
Yes, Gator Ricky Ross is still calling out Kevin Dunn to a battle of the shits. Hopefully, it'll happen next Monday. We're gonna make that happen. Like I said, Desmond and I will referee, officiate, moderate, whatever you want to call it, and we'll
referee the bad push.
Absolutely. So we're going to make this happen. Hopefully, the goal is to make it happen next Monday here on the BOOCHCAST. Also, Gator, is there anything you want to tell the audience before we wrap up, in addition to the calling out?
Pizza, baby.
Yes. Pizza, baby. That's right. That is the catchphrase of the Booch on Daytime Fighting League, which you can still catch every Thursday on AdultSwim.com at 5 p.m. There was an episode last week with Winky and Kebab. Kebab advanced to the next round. The week before that was my match where I advanced to the next round. And just to clarify, people, if you look at the bracket carefully, I know a lot of Adult Swim fans are begging for this, but for this round, me and Kebab are not fighting each other. However, if we each win our respective matches, we'll see each other in the semifinals. So hopefully in the semifinals, you'll see the dream match of the Booch versus Kebab, but we're not facing each other in the next round. You'll have to tune in this Thursday at 5 p.m. on AdultSwim.com for the next match to find out who is going to be facing myself or Kebab.
Hey, Mr. Gucciarelli.
Yes?
When you fight Kebab, I'm going to be there in your corner. Folks, check it out. The Daytime Fighting League on the swimming pool with the lifeguards and everybody. And I'm going to be up there as his special manager. We're going to win all the pizza. We're going to have all the midget strippers. We're going to go all the way.
Yes, we are. And Gator, I just want to say, man, thank you so much once again for calling into the show. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And hopefully we'll have you back on sometime later this week. And hopefully next Monday you'll be taking on Kevin Dunn.
In the ball of the shade.
Coming your way next week. Thank you so much, Gator.
All right, buddy. On the road again. You can't wait to get on the road again.
All right. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, was Gator Ricky Ross. And wow. The unpredictability that comes on the BOOCHCAST is without a doubt amazing.
Hey, yeah. Boy, you got some crazy weird ass fans, man.
That I do. So, Desmond, is there anything else? Is there anything you wanna say to the audience before we wrap up?
Somebody invent a machine where you can stop time, and then give that machine to me. Make sure the machine can start time back up again.
Yes, that is a key component. All right. Well, before we wrap up, I got one final thing. Desmond, will you be calling in tomorrow?
I believe so.
All righty. So Desmond and I will be back tomorrow for a recap of Monday Night Raw. As I said before, AdultSwim.com this Thursday, 5 p.m. Check out the next episode of Daytime Fighting League to see who will be competing and who will be advancing to the next rounds of all the competitions. It's one hell of a great show on AdultSwim.com. And like I said, I'm in the quarterfinals. It'll be a couple of weeks before I wrestle again. But in that meantime, in between time, feel free to check out all the other fighters. And also, make sure you send some prayers to Desmond, as he quite possibly, will get a full-time gig at a restaurant playing music. So hopefully he gets that gig, and hopefully it opens up his time to where he can make more appearances here on the BOOCHCAST, because he knows he'll plug the shit out of it, as will I. So that, ladies and gentlemen, will officially wrap up today's episode of the BOOCHCAST for today. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in live. I want to thank everybody listening in the archives. I want to thank our callers, Gator Ricky Rouse, and the executive producer of television for WWE, Kevin Dunn, for calling into the show. Hopefully we can get these two to face off in the Battle of the Shits. And as always, Desmond, always a joy to have him on. And like I said, Desmond and I will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. West Coast time, with another fun-filled, action-packed episode of the BOOCHCAST, where we will be providing a recap of Monday Night Raw, as well as maybe throwing in a few more stories. So So until next time, this is Vinny and Desmond saying keep on living life and take care. This has been the BOOCHCAST. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow right here on Blog Talk Radio and on YouTube. So don't forget, hashtag Foley 2016. Have a nice day.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.